there's a difference between a legitimate
will you call upon them to
where
be
they're
arrested?
sitting in.
It's a yes or no question.
I'm sorry, did any of them? Well, as part of that, because I need more information to make an educated determination. Did any of them happen? No, I'm asking you a question. Did any of them happen to bring zip ties with them, intended to tie hands behind their backs? I have a question though. Like, do they have any?
Your definition of insurrection.
Okay. I'm muting people.
I just no protesters entered the Supreme.
No, I'm sorry, French. Again, I'm sorry. I'm going to do this. I'm sorry, French. You know what? That's a good reminder. Let's start. Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this brand new episode of the Hippy Recruitment. How are you doing, CTV?
Doing outstanding. How are you doing, Mr. Geek?
I'm super hyped for this episode. Listen, I said Danabo, I want blood this week. Listen, I want high energy, I want blood. So we got good topic, good guest. Should be nice. I think everyone here is familiar with the rules, so I'm really going to go over it real quick. Nothing TOS, obviously. Respect everyone's identity. And yeah, if you want to talk and you see that you can't, raise your hand and I will give you a little thumbs up. And yeah, try to keep this as a last resort. Try to jump in as much as possible. And yeah, don't forget to have fun. With that being said...
With that being said, I want to make sure that everybody understands the look tonight. I'm representing truckers, okay? Truckers.
Truck,
got lots of protests going on. Truckers, let's go. All right. Especially the ones hauling shine, you know what I'm saying? And come on and live a little.
Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking.
Also, one rule that I forgot. When I speak, it's going to moderate. So if you hear a French accent, you know what it means. You know that you have to stop speaking.
It means surrender.
Exactly.
I'm gonna start doing fake French accents.
Surrender. Y'all gotta stop. This is some bullshit.
This is great.
You know, France is the reason we have a country right now, because they were good bros and came over and helped us out in the Revolutionary War. And then we turned around when they were like losing money and we're like, hey, can we get a loan? And we were like, no. So let's go easy on our French.
Dog world.
Listen, I'm sorry, Maddie. We already got a lot, like a troubled past. I don't know if we can take responsibility for the US as well. Like, no, this one is on you.
I was about to say, Maddie's like, he's like, Mr. Geek's like, Maddie, don't be putting that shit on us. No.
Too late. Anything to deflect.
Me, Ricky Bobby.
Anything to say, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. I didn't do it.
All right. Yeah, before jumping into the first topic, I want to go for a quick round of intro, you know. Everyone introduce yourself, tell people where they can find you, what you do on stream and everything. And for that, we're going to start with Paradigm Shift. How are you doing?
Big mistake starting me first because nobody follows. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce to you the future reigning, defending, undisputed, hippy-dippy world champion, the Paradigm Shift. We talk politics, we talk real world issues here. I try to make the world kind of simpler for you because I understand there's a lot of people who talk about a lot of things and you just need somebody to whittle it down to you, to the basics, to the introspect, the deep. We talk about empathy. You can find me at twitch.tv/the_paradigm_shift. Please let Twitch know to give me back my name. I hate the underscores.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
You know, I would love to not to be able to follow that, except I've already got you to 150% and you're just barely coming in. If you'd had your mic gain up a little bit,
really?
It would have helped.
It's low. You know, it's usually never low. Wow.
I just okay.
Wow.
I mean, it's all right. A little bit all right, but it's like no ball energy though. I'm waiting for him to drop.
No.
Come on.
Kids without, have you heard like prepubescent children yelling on like Xbox Live though? They're loud as shit. So that you need a different metaphor, sir.
Hell yeah.
It's not a
coming in as a lion, but
leave it to a lefty to make it inappropriate. I don't know.
Wow. And with that being said, Maddie, how are you doing?
Good. Hi, I'm Maddie Cakes. That's Maddie Cakes _ and I'm a leftist streamer, real life political strategist, working with a number of campaigns right now, which is really exciting. And I'm really happy to be here. So, and hopefully my mic levels are fantastic because I'm a professional.
Always perfect. Have big take. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. Thank you for having me on. I'm Half Baked Takes. You can find me on Twitch and YouTube. Just starting off at this, so I'll wrap it up there and pass it off to the next one. But again, thank y'all.
Hell yeah. Ria, thank you for joining us.
All right, hello everybody. It's Rhea.
Rhea.
My Twitch is rheadiant. It's like radiant, but with my name at the beginning. My Twitter's the same thing. Also, just getting into this, I'm interested in having some lovely political discussions with these fine people.
Yeah. Happy to have you on board. And now the return of a champion, Field KOE. How are you doing?
Yes.
Happy to have you on board tonight.
Marvelous to be here. The winner of the first ever Hippy Dippy Royal Rumble, by the way. But folks, it is marvelous to be here, right here, Hippy Dippy Royal Rumble. You know, folks, this is the show that you need to be. But folks, it is I, the man of the hour, the man with the power, the man that makes the other podcast cower, the prince and potentate of the political parlance, the lord of the Scottish Highlands, and one damn handsome man, if I do say so myself. You can find me at KOE Nation on YouTube, KOE Nation on Twitch, and KOE Nation on TikTok, folks. That is K as in King. O as in, oh my God, you can find KOE Nation on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch. E is in extremely happy to know you can find KOE Nation on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch, folks. The views I am about to express this evening are all my own, but by the end of this evening, they might just be yours as well. I am very happy to be here, and we are going to have a marvelous time with all of you beautiful people. And what are you doing not following this amazing channel, not following Mr. Geek, not following all the amazing people on this panel? Every minute, every second, every moment that you do not, you are leaving intellectual money on the table, folks. Do not leave that money on the table. Pick it up, enrich yourself, enrich your lives, and really send the greatest gift of all, the gift of KOE. Send that subscribe, send my link to somebody that you know. To every person that you don't know, to every person you don't send my link, can you really say you care about them? So folks, I'm really looking forward to this, and these lips of mine, they can say no evil. And with that, I yield back to you beautiful people.
Compelling argument, and God, I love the energy tonight. Let's keep this going. BeWyrd, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I actually wrote an intro song. You guys ready for it?
Hell yeah, let's go.
Rock it!
Let's fucking go, guys.
Rock and roll, baby.
Hey everyone, I'm weird. I want everyone to be weirdo. I do a cooking show, fuck up a ton, yeah. Rich food for poor folks at
I just can't do it. I can't do it, y'all.
No.
I can't do it.
CTV.
Unmute.
No, he tried to do this to me last time. He tried to do it to me last time.
Come on, join the community.
Support local artists.
Censorship can't
Weird like me. Top tier
Fucking weird.
atmosphere. You can find all this at twitch.tv/BeWyrd. Sorry, CTV.
That was beautiful.
Did it to me again. Good lord.
That was amazing.
You got five.
Wish I had a lighter.
All right. And now, Roman, how are you doing?
Attention Twitch nerds. Introducing the guy so saucy on Twitch, some call him Ragu. The man who doesn't have to show his Costco card at the entrance. He's never said the N-word, except when he's singing rap songs alone in his car with the windows up. He has a credit score in the high 700s. Roman! It's Gucci. It's your boy Roman, the man with the plan. I'm tough, Tony the Tiger. You're fruity, Toucan Sam. I'm a member of the wolf pack. It's all alphas around me. When we step in the room, all the ladies get slimy. Twitch ain't ready for what I bring to the game, but I promise in 5 years you'll remember my name. Let's start this debate, get marveled by my takes, but let's make it snappy, because I got money to make. Let's go, baby. It's Roadman. Twitch.tv/Roadman. Twitter, Roadman, TTV. Follow me. We're getting going, bro. It's a movement. You already know. Let's go.
Hell yeah, so much energy tonight in the room. What do you think, CTV?
I need to snap to that poem.
I'm gonna set the tone whenever it's my turn to go. That's what I think.
Oh fuck!
Now is your turn.
It's about to
Now.
slow down.
Now, okay. See, the reason why I have to say things the way that I say them is so that the whole room understands that no matter where you go, right? I'm the one who takes you. Because if you want to know where the energy's going to flow, you got to slow back down a little bit and get in the know, right? Yeah. Yeah. See? Now that we understand, this is going to be a lively conversation. It's important to make sure we all understand the rules. One, nobody gives an actual fuck if your feelings get hurt in this time frame, right? Don't take offense, get in the fucking memes, because the whole point of this shit right here is to make the folks at home laugh. If you're not trying to accomplish that fucking goal, then what the fuck are you doing here? That's the truth. That's why CTV paradigm shift will forever.
You just unplugged your mic.
Yes.
Oh, I just fucking hit the mute button. It's fucking wonderful. Forever be the people's champion. You hear me? I don't know.
Yourself.
What? Oh, you just got censored. Amazing. Everybody understand the co-host got some motherfucking sword ability up in this bitch. Get some. Now, entertain the people. That's why they showed up, right? When you're making your memes, Gladiator got the fucking weapon out, twirling around talking about, are you entertained? We need that level of mentality here. It's not about being fucking loud. It's not just, creating the same types of things that you always say. You need fresh and new shit. It's one thing to have a word bank, but it's a whole nother thing to be able to be pulling new shit, right? And do it in a cadence that works. Now, where you can find me is in the Infinity Acrewood, in the Wolf's Den, where I facilitate the Wolfpack community here on Twitch, right? We are involved in all kinds of other communities, right? From tech to fucking baking, fucking just chatting, hippy dippy, all over the place. We're doing all kinds of shit. Wednesday night Marvel Me with your bullshit, right? Specifically is one that I host, right? Danabo fucking dropping some rhymes this past week. That's what's going to be happening tonight. Geek, I am excited to be in this room. No doubt the meme game is going to be fucking strong with this one, right? So like I said, don't get your feelings hurt. It's all memes, people. It's all memes. Let's go.
Listen.
Rabble. Oh.
I told that I wanted blood, so I'm so happy. The energy is so fucking high this week. I'm really excited. And with that being said, let's not waste any time and jump right into the first topic. So, here in the HEADPHONE enterprise, we got a lot of movers and shakers behind the scene working on really original content. So we got a show, Marvel Geek with your bullshit, or make him angry. Each guest will have an opening statement to Marvel Geek with an anecdote or talent, then discussion. Alright. By a show of hand, who's ready? Yeah, Paradigm jumping already. Alright, Paradigm.
Ladies and gentlemen, the most electric man on Twitch today would like to do all of you
Not
a
named
favor.
Phil KOE.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm talking.
Sir, it's opening
Mind
statement.
yourself.
It's the rule.
Anyway,
All
today,
right.
I will
I'm
be
going to
trying
set the rules.
attempt
We don't interrupt. All right, Paradigm, go.
My bad. I am going to attempt to Marvel Geek and also make him angry because I am going to shit talk all the guests regardless of their political beliefs. I'm going to say the worst things that ever come to mind and not break TOS because I know how that works. But at the same time, I'm going to be today's antagonist. So if you think you got what it takes to beat me in a promo battle, you think you got what it takes to run your mouth and actually make me shut up, try it because I am the best on this microphone. I'm the best on Twitch. I'm the best in the world, the best poet, the best video editor, the best person, and there's nobody who can dispute that. I'd love to see you try.
I got you to shut up 3 seconds into your opening statement.
That's fucked up though, because like, that's you fucking up the vibe, bro.
You're talking to the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. I'm sorry. It is what it is.
Listen, you get me until you say like the best video editor. I took it personally, but besides
Sorry,
that,
I am better than you. It's okay, dude, but we'll talk about it.
all right. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
All right, Maddie.
So this is specifically marveling Mr. Geek with my bullshit, right? And the objective is to either make you really like elicit a significant emotion.
Hold up. I'm going to add something. CTV being the co-host, he got his voice too,
Okay. Because this is more like directed towards Mr. Geek. So I have a pretty significant Twitter following. It fluctuates every so often, but it's grown pretty big. And a few weeks ago, I noticed that someone had stopped following me. And that someone is Français.
Okay.
From the country of France. And I was surprised. I was shocked, being someone who's also like, my family is French. I have beautiful takes. I'm stunningly beautiful. I was taken aback. So, Mr. Geek, what do you have to say for yourself?
Listen, I have one thing to say for myself. I'm editing video about the discourse all day, every day. I want to be.
See that? Nobody cares.
I want to be able to.
The lady.
Okay,
you
fine.
Following her, Geek.
You know what?
Following her.
Fine.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Listen, I was just explaining it's not personal. I remove everyone from this sphere.
Yeah, I got you, Geek. Right. Because you just unfollowed the lady. What's up with that? You know what? Geek?
I was gonna say, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't care. Like, I the fact that this was just marveling with your bullshit, I was like, ooh, this would be fun to like bring up and be like drama. But truthfully, like, I really don't care. I unfollow people when like they're driving me crazy, and then I'll refollow them later or not. But yeah, Mr. Geek, just say it's noticed, sir. It's noticed.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I just got in for effect. Really, that was.
All right, who's next?
No, you know what? I'm upset. We got Paradigm Shift here saying he's the most electric man on Twitch. Mr. Geek, you said to me that you want to bring some high energy here tonight. Electric, high energy. I think I got just a thing for you.
All right.
Now, people ask, Roman, how do you get so good on Twitch? How do you get all this energy? How do you do things that you do? Well, you know what? I like to charge up. And the way I charge up is I take this nice little, something you jumpstart your car with. And if you just hold this here real quick, you just take these. You take these two things. You just blast them. You just blast them right here, right? Put them right there, right on the nips. Ah! It's holding on. You flip the switch.
He is in this moment the most electric man in the
energy.
room.
That's electricity. That's how the world has changed. All this low energy shit I'm seeing on Twitch, everybody coming on here talking about, I'm the best on Twitch. He's the best on Twitch. You're not. It's Roadman. 5 years from now, I told you, you're going to remember the name. I love everybody on this panel. You guys are all cool people. You should follow everybody on here. But you're dealing with the king, baby. Let's go. Give it off to somebody else.
I mean, that's literally measurable energy. I don't know if anyone here can match that. That's just what I'm saying. So, yeah.
In pure voltage. Well, I mean, I will say that in Stanima, I was able to, over this weekend, Geek, I have been going deep into the rye whiskey tournament. If you head over to KOE Nation on YouTube, I am doing the rye whiskey tournament, 32 rye matchup, single elimination tournament. Last night, we reviewed 20 fucking whiskeys last night, and I'm still here standing just as good to go, and we will find out. You have to subscribe to KOE Nation on YouTube to find out what will ultimately become the rye of extreme. What is the one rye whiskey you need to keep on your shelves, folks? You will find out only by subscribing to KOE Nation on YouTube and on Twitch. Twitch. That is all you need to do to just get the tiny little piece of information. Then right after that, we go to the Sweet 16 Bourbon Tournament to find out what will be the extreme. So folks, come to KOE Nation on YouTube if you need this essential data for you to live a better life through extremeness. I am never above shameless self-promotion, CTV. You can look at me like, what? This is shameless, utterly fucking shameless self-promotion with the energy of the Greek fucking gods. So yes, that's what needed to happen. So, and like I said, these lips of mine, they speak no evil. And with that, I yield back to you beautiful people.
All right. Personally, I just want to say that, like, for me, you would be the winner just for testing 25 whiskey and still standing up today. Like, that's like an exploit in itself. But yeah, anyway. Wow.
What the fuck are we doing tonight?
Shameless self-promotion of the KOE Nation on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. That's what we're doing tonight.
It's a movement, baby.
Yeah. Who's next?
Hey,
Yeah, well-
real quick, Geek.
You know, it must be a bowel movement because I hear a bunch of shit coming out, Mike's. That's all I'm hearing.
All right. Wait. Okay, Halfback, go.
All right, Geek. I haven't dealt with many Frenchmen in my life, except for
You're
one very
lucky.
specific time. Yeah, one specific time. We were on a field training exercise with one French unit and one German unit and one British unit. Guess who got fucking lost in the woods for over 3.5 hours and couldn't get fucking found by anybody? The Frenchman. So hopefully today I will have a better experience with a slightly smarter Frenchman.
I wish I could say I was surprised, but not really. All right.
Fucking sad.
Who's next? Who wants to go next? All right,
So I
Real.
guess I'll just talk for a minute. I don't really have much electric conversation to have, but I do have a question for you, Mr. KOE Nation on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. How do you feel that your strategy is going? Do you think that saying the same thing continuously over and over again is going to get you a substantial
You
inflow of
all
followers?
remember the names
that's
KOE
good
Nation on
marketing.
YouTube, Twitch, and
Yep.
TikTok. You remembered it. You remembered it, Rick. I mean,
KOE.
it is. Thank you.
I
Thank
do
you.
understand the
fucking
phrase of
marketing.
like no marketing is bad marketing or whatever, or what's the actual, I can't remember the word.
Don't
but-
care what you say about me. Just spell my name right. That's the
Bad news is
phrase.
good news.
But the whole thing is just like, I feel like you're gonna actually grow hatred in your for people instead of people liking you.
Oh, it's one of those weird
That
secrets
laugh.
of the pro wrestling industry. If people love you or they hate you, if they're reacting to you, that is what fucking works. Robe Man is fucking wise to it. I mean, that's why he's got the gimmick. He's got everything rocking.
Yeah, but Robe
I
Man
mean,
is
you'll
like-
never
he's
forget my name. I'm gonna
he's
call
like
him Tunic
soft,
Man by
like, he's like
tomorrow.
this
It's
candle.
like I'm
What-
horrible with names.
What smells?
Turn
What
him
scents
down.
that candle, Robe Man? What is it?
Success.
It's success scented.
Yes.
Can you show me that? Or are you
So
lying
it
to
smells
us right
like
now?
so it smells like Zendayas
money,
feet.
baby.
Well, you can't just see all the success emanating out of that room. I mean, come
No,
on,
I'm
it's
saying
literally
that there's
coming
a
out of every.
label
All
on
right,
the
all right.
candle, and I'm pretty sure it's not.
Yeah, when I
that
see people
label.
hook up their
We're making-
nipples to a electric circuit, I think success.
Okay. I want to keep some of that energy for the debate. All right. BeWyrd.
Yeah, so paradigm shift. You said you were a poet. We're doing some slam poetry here in Montreal. Any Montrealers in the chat, come fucking down to Théâtre Sainte-Catherine, Theater St. Cat's, and we're doing a slam poetry. We're gonna have an invited guest come in, a fucking professional poet, do a piece, and then poets are gonna come in with original material and like do battle, and we give scorecards to judges and the audience randomly, and it's a real gas. You gotta check it out. If you've never been
So
to a slam.
You
It's
want
like
me to fly 10 hours to
Oh,
Montreal?
Yes.
Hell no.
Montreal.
Yo,
You
gotta
have to
live
now.
in America, man. If you in America,
Just to
White version of
prove
a
that
rap
I'm better
battle.
than all of them, like
Yes.
you are welcome. I will feature you. If you got
You can read poetry on the
you got a
internet.
spot.
I
what
love
day
how
is it?
BeWyrd.
What
I
day
love
is
how
it?
BeWyrd dropped a quick little French restaurant or something just to get on Geek's good side there. That was good.
That's a theater.
It's
That's a
February
restaurant.
20th, February 20th. It is following the improv comedy show that is at the same place. Super fun.
Hey,
All right.
Paradigm.
Okay.
I just wanted to throw this out real quick.
Je parle
I
un
do a
peu.
poem. I do a poem of the week on my YouTube channel. So the fact that you're doing
Bilingual.
poetry, fucking A right, man.
Yeah, man.
If you got any great poems, message them my way. I just read any old poem every Wednesday.
I have
so,
4 albums, 2 books, and a manuscript. So yeah, I'll do this.
God damn.
Chat.
I'll be
Poets in the chat?
published.
Oh my god, fuck, so good.
All right. And with that,
Damn, CTV, you're thick. Rabble.
listen, I can say I was marveled. Even if you listen, I appreciate all the demonstration. Wait, CTV. What?
Ooh.
What?
Ooh.
I was
Ooh.
told.
Okay, listen, that's all CTV needs to do. I'm marveled.
Hell yeah, let's
CTV,
go.
you got OnlyFans CTV? Damn.
Okay.
he's one of the top hot tub streamers on Twitch. Don't you know?
I don't know where to go from here.
Technically it's a swimming pool, but
All right.
we'll meld the two.
Okay. I
say
think
this, I've
that
never seen it.
I think
It. That's the only thing you need to be, right?
French.
Française.
Reminder. Okay. I think with that, I can say I was marveled. I appreciated all the performance, especially if you took the opportunity to take a dig at someone else in the panel during your thing. Good job. I love it. And yeah, with that being said, I think that was a fun first topic. And we're going to jump into the main one. Oh my god, I love the energy in the room. All right, let's go right into it. All right. Will Trump pardon the January 6th rioter when he wins back his stolen presidency in 2024? Or will he be charged by the radical, vicious, racist prosecutors and go to jail before he can return to that beautiful, beautiful house that happens to be white? And with that, I'm going to start with Maddie.
Cool. CTV is upset. You could deal with it, sir. So yeah, I mean, it's funny because there are a number of reasons why Donald Trump should be prosecuted. January 6th just happens to be at the top of that massive freaking pile. And I think it's interesting that he goes out of his way to highlight just how partisan the judicial branch of our government has become by essentially saying that no matter what happens, he's going to pardon folks should he take back the presidency, or saying, you know, I'm going to just fill the bench, the judicial bench, with federal judges who are loyal to me and who subscribe to my particular ideology. And Trump's particular ideology, by the way, is basically just pro-Trump, and then around the details, that's all malleable. So he's saying the quiet part out loud again, because this is exactly what the Republicans have been saying they're going to do from basically the beginning of the fucking time, is that they want to circumvent our established democratic processes just so long as they are able to continue to be in power. That isn't unique to Trump. That is going to happen should they take back control of the Senate, of the House of Representatives, of any state houses, of any governorships. Like, maybe we're lucky that Trump's saying the quiet part out loud, because you know what they're going to do. You know what they stand for. And what they stand for is covering their asses and basically holding themselves to a different standard. I'll finish by saying it's my literal job to work to elect Democrats. And I will basically work myself to death, if needed, to ensure that Trump is never elected to any office ever again.
Pretty cool.
So that's where I'm gonna.
Pretty awesome.
All right. I'm going to throw it to Half-Baked Take.
So, one, as a person who typically votes for the GOP, I'm praying that fucking Donald Trump never gets the fucking opportunity to pardon these people. I just hope he doesn't fucking run again. But on the off chance that he gets into office, I don't think he even plans on pardoning all of the fucking people. I think what is getting misconstrued in the media right now is him saying all the fucking weird people that were just kind of like walking around in the Capitol that ended up getting held in prison, or not prison, but held in like county jails for months on end. Shit like that is going to end up getting like taken off the record. I don't think he's talking about taking the fucking shaman or whatever, that QAnon shaman, and getting him out of jail. But I think it's moot anyway. I don't think Trump's going to be running for president.
Can I reply to that? I'm just kind of curious. Like,
Fucking
wait.
no, it's opening statements. I'm
opening
sorry.
statement?
Did everybody forget we're in the conversation we're at? It's opening statements, right?
Okay. Excuse me.
Maybe. Sorry.
Energy.
Okay. Wait. I'm taking the VL on that one. I should have precised this in the rule. During opening and closing statement, you don't interrupt. All right. Phil, go ahead.
Oh, well. So, folks, Trump is done. He's kind of done it again. He's found a way to keep himself in the headlines, keep himself relevant, and keep everybody talking about him. Rhea, how you were saying your name earlier? I forget. You were talking about, are you sure? Like, you might just get the negative reaction out of people. That's the thing. If people love you or hate you, so long as they are reacting to you, you are holding their attention. The two politicians in the United States that get the most negative reaction, and number 3 isn't even fucking close, is Donald Trump and AOC. Those are the two that get the most negative reactions out of people. And you will notice those are the two that seem to captivate our attention the most. So Trump is doing something. He's keeping himself in the headlines. He's keeping himself very relevant. And to the people who think, oh, Trump just can't win, there's just no way he can do it, go back in time to yourself in February of 2015 and say, hey, guess who's the president in 2021? Donald Trump. Yeah, Trump made time travel fucking cheaper. So what I'm getting at, if you think he can't fucking win, the guy outraises, and he raises more money than any Republican combined. He's outraising the Democrats. He's got a war chest, the likes of which few have ever seen. Now, whether he's going to actually pardon anybody, that wouldn't happen till the end of his second term. To me, like, I think he could get a lot of political capital by, like, we all know the picture of, like, the little grandma that was holding the flag. If he were to, like, pardon her and, like, expunge any of that from his record, or her record, that would actually do well for his base. That would do tremendously well for his base. The people who hate him would hate it, but for his base, it would be A+. Like, well, fucking A, he's willing to fight for the people who actually fucking support him. So keep in mind, who is he trying to persuade? It might not be you here in the panel, because if you think he can't win, keep in mind, all he has to do is shore up just a few votes in Pennsylvania, Arizona, and one of the Rust Belt states, and he's the 45th and 47th president of the United States. So for those who think it just can't happen and it shouldn't, I don't know. But when I think of, like, the grandma that was waving the flag, we've all seen the picture, I think of a quote by Abraham Lincoln, and it is, there are times where the path of mercy is preferable to the path of the strictest justice. And for somebody like that little old grandma that's walking around and she's waving the flag, now the people who are violent that day, they should be condemned, and the law will deal with them in the way that the law will deal with them. But, you know, I'm talking about, like, just, again, I'm just using her as kind of the proof of type and as the archetype of what I'm talking about here. So, folks, I know there's going to be a lot of people that disagree with this, but like it or not, Trump DeSantis ticket in 2024 has a really good chance of winning, because every day Biden is in office, Trump looks that much better. And the Democrats are about to get shellacked in the midterms, and that's going to prove that. So, I mean, folks who think, like, oh, Trump can't win. Okay, the Democrats are about to fucking learn a really hard lesson here in about 11 months. So, tick-tock goes the clock, Democrats. You don't have much time to hang on. And I yield.
All right, I'm going to throw it to Rio.
Okay, so for one, I sincerely hope that Trump is not reelected, but I am not positive that that is going to be the case. I think that there's a lot of people in this country that still hold out support for him. However, I feel that is misguided. I don't understand the desire to still support somebody like him, but I do understand that he has garnered such a reputation because of his personality and who he is. I think that if he does get reelected, his best course of action is to let the judicial system do what they will with all the people who were charged in the January 6th riot. Anything that they decide's best. I don't think that he should interfere at all, because if he does end up pardoning some of the more like intense people at the January 6th insurrection, he's probably gonna kind of be committing political suicide within all of the groups that are not like the rioters themselves or the QAnon crowd and such like that. I really genuinely hope that the Democrats can put forth like an energizing candidate in 2024, but they have not done that since Obama, so I don't really think it's going to happen. We're probably going to end up with having to reelect Biden, which is terrible, but I'm not. It's better than having Trump back again. And I don't think that Trump, even if he does get reelected or doesn't, I don't think that he's going to get charged with anything. If they had the proof, like enough to to charge him for incitement or anything like that, he would already be in jail. So it's not going to happen. I wish it would. He probably deserves it, but as of where we're at right now, probably not.
All right. I'm going to throw it to Roman.
Okay, thank you. I'm hearing some people talk about Democrats. We want to get Democrats in office. Matty Cakes, I'm all for, anybody who's in the political process. I respect your grind, trying to get your party elected. But I got to say, if a Democrat gets elected, if more Democrats get elected in 2022, 2024, I'm going to throw up faster than if I drank Half-Baked Takes dip cup. That shit is ridiculous. Nobody wants that. Last night, I went to McDonald's, and all they had were McChickens and chicken nuggets. I couldn't order anything else from the store. I go to the grocery store, the shelves are bare. There's nothing going on. What's happening here? Thanks, Biden. Thanks, Democrats. They didn't have that over when Trump was in office. We weren't dealing with this stuff. Not to say I'm a Trump guy. And to get to the topic, this whole thing with Trump dangling the pardons over these people with getting elected, I think that's scumbaggy. I'm not a Trump guy first. I'm a Republican. I don't want to say I'm a Republican. I'm more conservative, but I'm not this dude who's like Trump, Trump, Trump. I think it's gross. I want to get all these memes out of the office. I'm all for memes on these panels. That shit is dope. But when it comes to my president, I want somebody who's going to get shit done. I want somebody who's going to make it so when I pay property taxes and I'm fucking paying taxes up the ass, that stuff is going to get used for actual beneficial things and not just some middle management administrative bullshit that somebody sitting on their ass at a desk is getting paid $120,000 because they know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy. All these people who are working essential jobs during this whole pandemic, they need to be taken care of. These teachers need to be taken care of. Biden's not doing it. So let's get a Republican in here. If Trump's not going to do it, fuck Trump too. I need a conservative in here. I like DeSantis. I like somebody who's going to get the job done. I don't want to see this dangling of pardons. I don't like that. I think it's creepy. Let's get it going, dude. America's America, bro. We came here because it's a free country. We want to live a good life. We got to get somebody in this office who's going to take care of the common man. Let's go. I yield.
All right, I'm going to throw it to BeWyrd.
Hey everybody, so I've been following the trucker convoy, the Freedom Convoy as it's known in Canada, and to me, I think the conservatives, the conservatives in both Canada and America are currently going through an identity crisis. We're watching conservatives splinter between the moderates and the radicals. When the radicals win, the political system will be abandoned. The neutrality of the judiciary has already been compromised by politicization after the shenanigans we saw with like the Supreme Court hearings, like Brett Kavanaugh and all that nonsense. After the Dems lose the midterms, which happens often to incumbent parties, Republicans are going to scuttle the January 6th committee, which is the only people actually getting kind of close to what's going on with the January 6th. And we're seeing all sorts of interesting evidence come out about that. They will then vilify the traitors within their party, such as Liz Cheney. We're already seeing that now. Once the purge of the party is complete, they will seek to pick up where they last left off. Once left-leaning folks realize that the political arena is closed off, they will begin to resort to violence. The cold civil war that has been brewing will heat up and political violence will increasingly become the norm. One likely scenario is if a crumbling bridge becomes a rallying cry for populist anti-government sentiment and a local police officer defies government authority and a standoff between militarized population and the military starts to emerge. So that's kind of like where I see things possibly happening. It's a very likely scenario that me as a lefty in Canada is like, holy fucking shit.
All right.
Interesting thoughts.
I'm going to throw it to CTV.
Low ad.
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if woodchuck could
Can
chuck
you
wood?
hear us?
Okay.
Do you know us?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I can hear you. Right? It's the calm before the storm.
Yeah.
See, this is what y'all don't understand about a damn thing when it comes to content creation, right? Some of y'all just be jumping in there, just firing it at motherfuckers, right? But in reality, what you got to do is build it up, right? And with all the shit that was in the room, we had to go all the way back down in order to rebuild this motherfucker, all right? So look, here's the question, right? The question is, will Trump pardon the January 6th rioters when he wins back his stolen presidency in 2024? What a loaded fucking question from the start. Let me be real with you. That's a loaded fucking question, right? Everybody else is like, oh yeah, let's go. Fucking ride the Danabo trying to trick everybody train. But you know what, Danabo? My eyes are on you. I see what's going on here. Now, or will he be charged by the radical, vicious, racial prosecutors and go to jail before he can return to that beautiful, beautiful house that happens to be white? Now that we understand the loadation of the question, right? Let's proceed from here. Of course, Trump's going to fucking win. Biden is making everybody like go, what in the ever-loving fuck? Why is he president? Gas prices have went up by a full $2 at this point, I think, right? It's fucking crazy. So, and then not only that, but it's obvious, if anybody's been paying attention to foreign policy, that the botched fucking pullout in Afghanistan has definitely increased Putin's willingness to, say, push back against Ukraine joining NATO, right? Which at this point makes me question whether or not NATO should even exist as an organization. So, like, there's a whole lot of, there's going to be, say, 20, 30 years, we're going to see a deconstruction of different alliances or different ways that governments have been formed around the world. What ends up happening in 2024 and how a DeSantis-Trump ticket, I don't think would have a problem winning, frankly. I just don't, right? DeSantis is fucking loved, especially down here in Florida, right? As a matter of fact, I want to keep DeSantis down here as long as we can and just put him directly into the seat, right? I don't want him in the side seat. I want him in the seat. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah. Let's go, Brandon, right? Let's go, fucking Brandon. And, let's go, Brandon.
All right.
Let's go, Brandon.
And with that being said, last but not least, paradigm shift.
Okay. We're bringing the energy down and waiting to build it up, and there's nobody who does that better with the flow of the top of his voice than the paradigm shift. Getting ready to change your mind and your ideals. Let us do what we need to do first and do what CTV did and readdress the question. First of all, will Trump pardon the January 6th rioters? Of course he will.
I feel like I'm just
Free
being
votes.
copied at this point.
Free votes. You are. Free votes. Free votes. Why not? Yeah, it would be political suicide. But you're talking about a man who's about to enter his, past 75, 76, 77? Geek, you want to look me dead in my eyes and ask me if he's going to do something for his rabid fan base that's going to love to suck his dick every single damn time? Like, of course. Will he succeed at it? Who knows? Who gives a shit? Will the radical political leftists of the storm actually bring upon the hell that will finally bring Trump down and show everyone once and for all that the white man is the bad man? I mean, look at the jamming situation we have here. Democrats can't afford to fail at litigating him, because if they do, game over. Where's the proof? It's going to be the Russian dossier all over again. It's going to be Ukraine. It's going to be Benghazi. We fail here. Trump won. There's just no way to beat this. To answer your question, absolutely. I think he will. I don't think we're going to succeed in bringing him down, because crime syndicates like the mafia, when we go back to tax evasion, etc., there's really a hard way to bring down somebody who is shooting motherfuckers right in the street. Like, can we not pretend that America don't hide its fucking It's thugs very, very well. I think that Trump will attempt to pardon them because it makes sense for him to look like a hero. Am I happy about this? Absolutely not. Nah, clearly. But like in reality sense, if we could have touched that man, we would have touched that man by now. If he come, that's why he don't come back to New York, because he know we gonna fold him like a slice of pizza. If we want to have this conversation, we need to actually, and this is the first and only time today I'm going to agree with anybody who's like, let's go Brandon, because you can't just say fuck Joe Biden. I can say it right now. Look, me, fuck Joe Biden. Hey, look, TOS ain't clicking in. Oh, the stream's not taking down. So the fact that you got to resort to that is the first part. We're going to leave that for later though. I think, and I will end it with this, that we are in a very perplexing situation where there is a set of people who feel victimized by the actions of the radical left, and now the radical left must finally do something. Or else, yeah, I do see like a Trump victory and a let those people go, because as we know, he was handing out pardons left and right before he left office.
All right. And with that being said, before opening, sorry, one last thing. If you want to blame anyone for the topic, twitch.tv/dadabo. With that,
nah. Okay, he threw you under the bus there, because the first time when he hit me up for the panel, he was like, yo, blame Geek.
Wow.
Good duck there.
Check out that rap too while you're at it.
Just passing the buck. Wow.
That just like Americans, just passing the buck.
All right, now rabble.
Paradigm.
How the turntables. Oh, Jesus.
Can I make a point really quickly? Like, so I just want to address, like, Roadman made a point about how he's like, I want my, property taxes to go towards things. That's why it's Biden's fault. I just like to point out that 100% of revenue generated from property taxes goes towards local governments, has nothing to do with federal funding or the federal government whatsoever. In fact, there are some areas of the country where there are zero property taxes. That would not happen if these were required for funding federal programs. So perhaps you should do a little bit of research into where your taxes go and what exactly, no, not done yet, and what actually funds different programs so that you can direct your anger to the right place. Otherwise, you're just an angry, ignorant person. And I know that that makes up a significant portion of Twitch, but hey, let's be agents of change.
No, see, when I had my
I want to let Roman respond.
I was saying it was more of a general speech about today's government. Yeah, I understand, like local governments. Yeah, but everything that I'm doing or everything that I'm seeing in the world, it's a direct. I think it starts with the president. Most people aren't involved in their local politics. Most people aren't involved in, getting deep into the stuff that we are, like on Twitch. They're waking up, they're drinking their coffee, they're putting on CNN for half an hour, getting told that January 6th is still important, and then they go off to work and then talk about it at the water cooler for 50 minutes. You don't think
trying to overthrow a democratic process was important? You don't think people showing up with a noose was like, but that's part of what we're talking about, right?
Well, let me respond to that.
Okay. French.
Your noise gate is cutting.
Excuse me. All right. I want Maddie to finish her point, and after that, I want half-baked take and Phil and half-baked take.
Yeah, I just want to like level set to say, okay. Going back to the question, and then I promise I'll let you respond to it. But the question was whether or not Trump will pardon these people. Well, in order to pardon, there are certain assumptions with that, and making a judgment for whether or not he will do so makes me call into question for everyone who gave their opening statement. Do you think what happened on January 6th was wrong or undemocratic or dangerous? Because I think that would be a decent foundation from which we can build this conversation. Because if you saw nothing wrong with that, maybe that's worth examining.
You can say it's wrong without thinking it's a fucking insurrection. You can understand that people can do bad shit and fucking stupid shit, and it's not a fucking coup. People equate 16 with 9/11. They have the fucking balls to do that shit.
I don't. Who
Go
does that here?
Listen to morning. Go listen to shows like fucking Morning Joe. Go listen to shows any like fucking
Kamala
big
Harris.
I don't want to
Kamala Harris did.
MSNBC.
You understand that the
Her
argument
name is Kamala, dude, not Kamala.
Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris did.
Jesus.
She said what? 9/11, Pearl Harbor, January 6th, and then they had a fucking candlelight vigil. They had a candlelight vigil on the fucking steps for January 6th, bro. This is so goofy. They just want so bad to have some type of like little like some event that they can hold on to. They want their new Russiagate. They want their new, their new thing that everybody can be distracted by.
Setting up gallows is goofy.
What about the pipe bomb?
It's a symbol. It's a statement. It's a statement. You know what happens? No, let me finish. Let me finish.
Spit, bro.
Both offices.
There's people who went to this protest that did some creepy shit that was not right. I am not for those people doing those things, bringing a pipe bomb, hurting someone, violence. I'm not for that. But what happens is people on the left, they go and talk to these Trump supporters, and they're like, you're an idiot. Nobody wants to hear what you have to say. Like, fuck you, you lost, blah, blah, blah. They can't have any type of discourse online without getting censored. Nobody can talk about anything. So here's what happens. They all go to the fucking Capitol and say, you don't want to listen to me online? You don't want to listen to me on these news programs? You want to try to censor me? I'm going to fucking talk to you right to your face, politicians. And now everybody's freaking out like, oh my God, how could you do such a thing? But that's what happens. If you don't want to give people the right to talk and the right to like have their opinion in these discourses, and you just want to censor
right now.
we are, and this is good. I'm happy that we can have this conversation. I respect everybody here on the left, everybody on the right. That's fine. I have respect for everyone here. But beforehand, at the time when this happened, there was a very weird situation where everything was getting censored that was not considered allowed. You know what I mean? And I've been talking
about organize it on Facebook. Didn't they like organize this largely on like social media platforms? Like this was where it was talked about. That's how they got found out. Like, was that being censored?
Okay, I want to fade to Paradigm, and after that, Rhea.
Wasn't I supposed to go in there?
Yeah, Phil, sorry, my bad.
Yes. Let Phil.
This is something I wanted to just get in here because this is fascinating that most people have never even heard of this. But in 2019, anti-Kavanaugh protesters actually stormed the Senate Hart office building and actually breached inside. And yet the fact that most of the people within the sound of my voice have never even fucking heard of this, let alone you won't even know, like, we going to call those people insurrectionists now? Violent, dangerous insurrectionists. Matty Cakes, I'm curious, will you say right now you consider them violent, dangerous insurrectionists and you think the law enforcement should round them up just like they're doing to January?
Were they?
I want. Sorry.
No, you asked me a question. You asked me a question.
That noise gate is killing me right
now. Okay. Maddie, you can respond, but after that, I have to fight. No. Maddie, you can respond since like Phil asked you a question, but after that, I have to fight to Paradigm and Rhea.
Yeah, no, I think, okay, listen. Let's draw a distinction between people protesting the nomination of someone who somehow had over $1 million debt, like mysteriously paid off, for someone who had all of his like records sealed. Yeah, like let's just wonder, like there's a difference between a legitimate like
will you call upon them to
where
be
they're sitting in.
Yes or no question.
I'm sorry, did any of them? Well, as part of that, because I need more information to make an educated determination. Did any of them happen? No, I'm asking you a question. Did any of them happen to bring zip ties with them, intended to tie hands behind their backs? I have a question though. Like, do they have any?
Your definition of insurrection.
Okay. I'm muting people.
I just no protesters entered the Supreme.
No, I'm sorry, French. Again, I'm sorry. I'm going to do this. I'm sorry, French. I'm going to freight to first of all, can we fix your like mic gain or like noise gate and everything because like you're saturating to death. We can't hear you. I'm going to freight to Paradigm.
Okay, so I'm gonna do this thing that I like to do here, where it's the both sides thing, just to be kind, just to be nice. But then again, I will always make my point at the end. If you've ever met me before, that's what I do. All right, we want to generate some content here. I don't know who taught you how to debate, kid, but I'm gonna take you to school real quick, KOV. I'm gonna show you how we do this here, and then we're gonna rock from there. All right. First of all, yes, a lot of people on the left did actually mention the Kavanaugh storming of the Supreme Court building, but then again, a lot of misinformation and a lot of fake memes popped up, which made it sound a lot worse than it was, which can be a parallel to January 6th, and I will bring that up right now. But the current consensus is that a lot of stuff on 4chan and 8chan did make it seem a lot worse than it was, and you can Google this really quickly, and everybody will show you the actual fact check. They didn't actually enter the building. And now let's compare that to January 6th, since that seems to be a part of the conversation. Whenever I talk about big social movements like Black Lives Matter and the riots, because there were riots, we can't pretend there weren't riots. And when I talk about January 6th and the riot, because there was only one riot, and we talk about Kavanaugh, and we talk about Black Lives Matter going up to the Capitol and being met by FBI, all these things that are happening. When I ask people, what is the purpose? What is the goal of your group of people? What message are you all unifying behind, regardless of if you're all splintered into these little groups that want different things? To be fair, I will be honest with you. The hypocrisy does come from the left when we try to excuse violence in certain protests and movements because the main objective is some type of social change that would benefit everyone. To compare that to January 6th, I don't like doing because of the point I'm about to bring up, but I will be kind and offer you that as a correct answer. My question is, if we all know that Trump just said out of his mouth, why didn't Mike Pence overturn the election? Word by word. Then the end of this conversation effectively means that and watch this, I'm about to give conservatives the fucking win in 2024. For the entire audience, I'm about to give y'all the win. All you had to do was say that you were exercising the right to overthrow a tyrannical government that wasn't doing what you thought it was supposed to do. Nobody there even invokes that, even though they invoke the Constitution as a part of this discussion. Therefore, I have to assume that you're doing it for something else. And that something else is the problem here. Because if you want to assume that January 6th was decent, wasn't an insurrection by any means, then you have to ask yourself, who was giving the order, who was stirring the crowd, what was their main objective? To stop the steal, which we know of as now from the man who parroted said lie that there was no steal. So, him winning the presidency in 2024 and returning us back to that would only be a hellscape. Joe Biden being the president would only be a hellscape. But we can't sit here and pretend like January 6th was nothing bad because it's just that they just happen to be dumb enough to not be able to execute it properly. And if they were a little smarter, we wouldn't be having this conversation. We'd all be sitting here, I don't know, I'm going to make the meme. We'd all be sitting here talking Chinese.
I can't believe that. Paradigm, you don't fucking believe that. They have the fucking rioters out of that building in 2 fucking hours, and then they fucking
2 hours.
2 hours? It takes 2 hours to stop a riot?
That's a movie. That's a movie.
They had the building
in movies
cleared
that
within
long.
a few hours, and within the same day, fucking
People died.
certified the election for Joe Biden. What are you
People
talking
died.
about?
Cops.
All right,
were
I- Wait.
No. He said his thing. Let him finish.
Yeah, do you really think America was going to fall to fucking military coup that day?
I was memeing at that point. I'm sorry. I could see you taking that serious. No, I was memeing.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
The question is,
I have a question.
No.
A very clear question.
Sorry, but no. BeWyrd. Sorry, BeWyrd, you'll go after, but I want to fade to Rhea.
Okay, so guys, I know there's a lot of energy in the room, but when Geek starts talking, all you end up making me do is exercise the sword, and then I'm going to start muting y'all, because I'm not just going to start yelling over you. I'm not going to do that. So listen for what Geek's doing, all right?
Sorry, Rhea, go.
Okay, so I
Right?
agree and disagree with a lot of the points being made from a couple people on the panel here. I don't think that anybody on the left genuinely believes that the amount of people who entered the Capitol were enough to topple our actual long-standing, decades and decades, centuries long government. That's not going to happen, and with a couple thousand people. If at the worst, our military would have stepped in and done some atrocious things.
I guess people forget about the legal aspect of this.
Yeah. So my main issue with this is that I looked it up. There are 768 people who currently have pending charges on them in regards to the January 6th insurrection.
That's a lot of people. That's a lot
I
of people.
don't think that Trump himself would expend the energy to sign 768 sheets of paper in order to pardon each of these people. I genuinely don't think that he cares enough about the US citizens. I think that if anything, he would probably pardon a few of the ultra symbolic, like really, really wacky ones, and then parade those people around at rallies for the next few years, gathering support from the like super radical right side people. I agree with what I think BeWyrd. I think you were saying that we're going towards like an inevitable shift and breakage of the like center right and far right groups in our government, like our country right now. I think that is going to happen, and I see Trump's party or like Trump's side winning right now.
Yeah.
But with Pence actively
for
like
sure.
denouncing Trump and stuff in like recent days, Pence is like a nobody. Like nobody really cares about him, but he does hold
True.
the evangelical vote.
The evangelicals,
And
for
I
sure.
think
Yeah.
that the conservative Christians in our government or like in our nation might actually be enough to like hold some kind of formal Republican Party value. If anything, I see Trump kind of branching off and forming his own like freedom party or whatever.
Oh, that would fuck everything up.
It's gonna make it all really stupid.
That would fuck it
and
up.
Everything's gonna be awful for the
No,
next like
don't
5
do
years.
it.
I mean, this would be, I mean, people might agree with you, but the GOP has a long-standing history of being in lockstep when it comes to voting and when it comes to election years. I don't see the typically Republicans come out to vote for Republicans. You don't see situations like the left where you have Bernie Sanders stands who are like, fuck Joe Biden, I'm not going to vote for Joe Biden. Well, this doesn't typically happen on the right. You typically don't see this.
Bernie has been a registered independent for like 40 years. The only reason that people on the left stepped up.
He also
behind
endorsed Biden.
Yeah, the only reason that people stepped up behind him is because we recognized that Biden wasn't the optimal candidate. And the only reason that we ended up settling on Biden in the end is because if we didn't settle on somebody who had the vast majority of support amongst moderate Democrats in our country, then Trump would have won re-election. And we didn't want that to happen.
What about in 2016,
Uh,
where you had
I work
a
in
good
electoral
portion of
politics.
those people switch and vote for Trump instead of Hillary?
I work in electoral politics. If you want an
Yeah, go for
expert opinion, yeah. So
I love the word expert getting tossed out.
Thank
on a
you
Twitch
so
and
much.
YouTube
I work
channel.
with multiple congressional campaigns, governor campaigns, and senatorial campaigns. So if you can find another expert in the next like 10 minutes, I'd love to hear it. But here's the thing. There are a number of reasons why, like we talk about national elections, why national elections are so important. The reality is this: national elections are won at the local level. Local organizing is what wins those votes, is what whips those votes, is what gets people energized to go out and then vote at the national level. So when we say, oh, but not everyone's involved with local politics, that's actually one reason why I'm on Twitch as a whole. I have my normal job. It's what I do, but I'm here because I want people to get involved at the local level. And follow Phil KOE Nation, twitch.tv. Going on. So like we can talk about all these different reasons why, oh, well, here's Biden won, here's why we lost in 2016, here's why whatever. That's all well and good. Like you can read any of the debriefs that have been published that actually go through the voter data, that go through polling data, that really dig into perceptions, that dig into behavioral economics, that go into why people acted a certain way, why people switched their vote, whatever. The reality is this: Biden had the support massively across the Democratic base in 2020. He was not my first choice, but he was someone where when you see that kind of widespread support, you go behind him, you back him, because that is your best bet. But then the way you actually whip votes and get people out isn't by pushing for Biden, you push for those local elections. You talk about the issues that people discuss at their dinner tables. You talk about things that are relevant to them, and then you whip those votes. That's how we drive turnout. So we can talk about all this like high level, well, it's because people lost faith and they care about whatever the fuck. And it's like, no, like it deals with like local organizing. It deals about with being dialed into what people actually give a shit about and what drives those behaviors and perceptions come election day. So, like, I don't know.
I think, Maddie, I would actually defend half-baked takes on this. I mean, I think the saying goes like, what is it, like Republicans, or no, Democrats fall in love, but Republicans fall in line? Like, is that not a saying?
No, this is true. And so here, let me
so yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
No, but let me address that. Let me address this though. So
Thank you, Weird.
No, but let me address this. In certain cases, yes. But here's the difference. Okay. Since I've been alive, so that's I was born in 1988. The Republicans have won the popular vote in 2 elections. 2?
I'm sorry, can I stop you? That's not what we're fucking talking about.
2.
Who gives a shit?
I'm not done. I'm not done, and I'm making a point. That is simply the opening. What I'm saying is this. What you see as, Republicans fall into line. They always vote. That base of Republicans that do that is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And the only reason it still holds any relevance is due to widespread gerrymandering, is due to widespread voter suppression that is laser focused on democratic voters.
Do they gerrymander?
They both sides do it.
Okay.
We've won popular
this is
vote
crazy. I think
30.
You said you're an expert. Why are you?
I just
coming at this like a fucking 30.
Half-baked. I will give you the mic straight after.
President history. Democrats.
Wait. I will give you the mic straight after. Go ahead.
Districts now. Since I started working in this, I've flipped 10 districts. So good luck, girls.
All right, half-baked.
Good luck, girls.
Half-baked. Go ahead. Oh, I mean, to be real, I've just been throwing in my points because I've made my points. I don't even know what we're talking about at this point because it seems like we're just getting a civics lesson from Matty Cakes. But going back to the issue of pardoning, I'll go back to what I was going to ask Paradigm from the ship. Can you hear me, Paradigm? You said that Trump would only pardon these people for votes, but he would have to get into office and no longer need the votes to pardon them. Do you see any other reason that this man might pardon? And again, I'm not talking about the people who brought fucking pipe bombs and zip ties and were beating up fucking cops. I'm talking about the people that ended up walking through and not doing any like vandalism or any damage, but they did trespass. I could see him pardoning those, but I don't think it would be just for votes, right? It'd be for
definitely. Even my chat had to make sure I clarified because I will talk out of turn in a sense. I think that he'll pardon select people. When I say for votes, I mean as in a general will of or show of good faith that he has his people's back, because there seems to be this running gag where he'll have events, especially leading up to the 2020 election, this running gag where he'll have events and then just leave people there. There won't be enough systemic, there won't be enough ways for people to, he just abandons shit. Yeah, he just abandons people. So I feel like if he wanted to play it smart, the first thing to do would be look, they couldn't pin me for January 6th, and now I'm the president. So let me do this act of good faith by saying, I'm gonna let these people out. Now, these people could be non-notables, not big players, but it would at least reinforce the idea that he at least cares. And I feel like that's the easiest softball for him to do. And I do also agree with Rhea when you were saying that he's not going to sit there and sign 736 pieces of paper. He's not. But even one person is enough for him to boost his ego and say, look, I helped, see, I'm not going to let them ruin these people's lives. And everybody wants that. Not everybody, but everybody wants that. when it comes to him. All he has to do is say he's going to do it like he's doing now, like this point of this discourse, and it gets us to talking about, well, what type of people were there? Was everybody a bad person? Of course not. And that's where I start going into the dialectics of like, well, why were they there? And that's why I brought that up. But that's a good point that you made. Like, could it be for anything else? I feel like it's a show of good faith. Now, is it a good faith that I could agree with?
I feel like Trump would sign every single one of them pieces of paper. I do.
That man signed.
He signs autographs all the fucking time.
I feel like he signed every single one of them motherfuckers, right? So look, what you're missing here, paradigm shift, is this, right?
Talk to me.
Because see, look, we have to say to begin with that January 6th isn't about overthrowing the tyrannical government, right? We have to say, right, oh, it ain't that big a deal, because what's going to happen is when we turn this motherfucker around and he gets back in office, now comes the investigations as to why it is that at different parts of the government that the people that should have been there ahead of time wasn't there, right? And we start finding out where the corruption is all the way around. And then we start rooting this shit out from the inside. See, that's what's going to end up happening. That's going to lead to a dissolution, right, of large swaths of the federal government. Jobs are going to open up. Motherfucking whole parts of it ain't going to work, so it's going to shut down. I'm just telling you, states need to be getting ready for this shit, because that's what's going down. All right.
So why are they so afraid of? Why are they so afraid of allowing this January 6th commission to get all these documents?
Real quick. Sorry. French.
Oh, sorry.
BeWyrd, you were saying.
Yeah, I think one of the things. I think CTV's right. I think that like if Trump gets back into office, they are absolutely going to do like a purge, and everybody should be very ready for that. I think it's really important that people talking about January 6th zoom out just a little bit, just a little tiny bit, okay? The reason why I want to zoom out is because nobody here agrees that the people who showed up at the Capitol were actually going to overthrow it physically. But if you zoom out a little bit, you're going to see the legal attempts to overthrow the government. There was a number of suits that were clapped down in courts across the country. Now, it's important to think about how people build credibility for their movement, and oftentimes they do this by using the court systems as a way to like broadcast their view of the world and build sort of like a legal case, even if they're getting clapped down over and 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 over by Trumps.
No, you're correct, Weird, but like you said, they got fucking struck down, and then the only basis or the only like way that we've been saying like, oh, maybe they on January 6th could have done, or like Pence could have done something, was based on a fucking flimsy like constitutional wall theory that
really wild.
Most people agreed was not going to hold up in court.
But it doesn't matter. You just repeat the lie, right? You just repeat the lie.
I mean, you can repeat the lie, but the
well, we saw with KOE, it works. KOE repeats his shit and it works, and we all like, oh, fuck, now we gotta go follow.
It's because
God damn it, don't make me agree with that. What I'm saying is our institutions work, Weird. Our institutions work. They were a safeguard to, and this is good. Like,
well,
our institutions saved. If they had their way, they would have overturned the election, which I think would have been a fucking sham and a complete disgrace to democracy. Okay. But they didn't, and our institutions held up. So fucking.
How long do you think that's going to last? How long do you think that's going to last? Half-baked takes. How long is the government going to be able to?
Plus years, it's going to keep going.
Did you just hear what CTV just said?
That's wrong. That's wrong, though. It's not. It hasn't been lasting for 200 years, because if that were the case, we wouldn't need amendments to the Constitution. And I know that's low-hanging fruit. I'm very sorry to say that that's low-hanging. I understand that that's low-hanging fruit.
It's not even a thing.
No. I'm saying our institutions as a whole have been around for, most of them have been around for roughly 200 plus years, and they're going to continue into the future as long as dumb fuck lefties and dumb fuck righties don't kill each other and blow it all up.
I guess the question the question that I have there for you, half-baked, right, is what institutions are you talking about?
What our court systems, all the way from like the college?
As long as we're just talking about like the institutional things, like, you know, military, courts, but not what is the majority part of it now, which is all the bureaucracies that we really only had around for like the last 80 to 100 years. I just felt like that was important to point out.
I mean, your definition and my definition of bureaucracy probably differs because, I mean, bureaucracy is just like a
Explain to me how our
comes
definitions
along with any type of government, and you and me both can agree that we
let's not
need.
get into a boring definition of
No, I'm not. No, I'm not trying to do that. Fuck you. I know that this is supposed to be entertaining. I'm not giving a class.
No,
like
no, I wasn't giving you
Maddie
shit. I was
earlier.
giving CTV a little shit. I'm not giving you shit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay. No, what were you saying, CTV?
No, I just, like, I don't think the definition of bureaucracy, right, is going to be different between us, right? I think that what we would describe as institutions of the framework of the federal government would in fact be the institutions, right? And then like everything else that's been created, say like the Department of Education or
Department of Labor,
EPA,
Department of
DOJ. I mean, there's
I get it.
whole lots of things that are bureaucracies, right? Like they're not a part of the original framing. They've been interpreted to mean that so that they can justify creating like more and more bureaucracy, right?
CTV, this is a natural consequence of us being the greatest nation to ever exist. And we've grown so big and we have an economy so large and so many things that need to be like regulated. And I know I'm going to say that word and you're going to freak out, but there's a lot of shit that requires a lot of bureaucracy, and government is necessary to the function of a healthy society. So.
Wait, I'm freaking out. I can't believe you even said that. I'm freaking out.
Is CTV an anarchist?
Totally freaking out.
CTV, are you an anarchist? Do you believe no government is good?
So to add to
what is
BeWyrd and Maddie's point to Half Baked, when you talk about institutions, it reminds me that like what we think of as January 6th is very super isolated, and we do need to look outwards while that is happening. It's so funny too because conservatives love to throw the while that's happening, they're distracting you. We know for a fact that Republican states are getting ready to effectively fix their elections. Like, we know that. They have said it out loud multiple times, like word for word.
Please define what you mean fixed.
Perhaps you could let him finish and then it will happen.
Define what you mean. That is what's going to happen too. That is. So by fixed, not only is it gerrymandering, but they've been talking about replacing their certifiers with people that they feel are worthy enough to hold that seat. They don't have to have qualifications. Those qualifications haven't been said out loud. I've read these bills that have been passed already in multiple states, and those qualifications are effectively up to the committee that they decide. So in that realm, while we are paying attention to January 6th, and some people call it a coup, some people call it just like the same as the BLM riots that went haywire. I can go over that over days. But while we are talking about this, we are missing the fact that January 6th stood for the people's revolution of what I would say is overthrowing the government. The legislators, in fact, are attempting to at least make it so that in their states alone, they can get certifiers, electoral certifiers that can go against what the will of that state does want. That is on record and on document. So before we move forward, we must say that even though January 6th was unsuccessful, Republican efforts to make the election a lot easier to steal is in effect as of right now. Yep. And we could take some time on that.
I want to wait. Real quick. I want to phrase to Phil, and after that, Roman.
Okay. All right. Excellent. And I'm wondering, why is BeWyrd still muted? But, something to keep in mind, you were talking about the paradigm shift. You're saying that the certifiers were going to be picked, and they were going to lower some of the certifications and requirements for them. Do I have the general spirit of what you were saying correct? Okay. Now, I live in Nebraska, and I live in a village of 350 people, and there are certain parts in these more rural states where having all the qualifications ain't gonna line up in a county that has like maybe 3,000 people, so you just kind of pick who you can go with at that point. So I don't know if I would necessarily go with nefarious motives for that one thing alone, but as to the general spirit of what you're talking, what us Republicans here, like, is there anybody here that doesn't want an election that has more accountability, transparency, one that you can believe in and has better integrity? Is there anybody that wants less integrity, wants less accountability, wants less transparency? Is there anybody that wants less? I don't know why you would.
Tons.
That's awful because you should only have one of the. You should have
I knew he was going to.
I do not yield.
You asked a question.
But no, is there anybody here that doesn't want that? I'm wondering who doesn't.
Yeah, I'm all for motherfucking getting rid of whole parts of the fucking federal government and changing.
Wait.
That's fucking bad.
See, nobody heard any part of that, KOE.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't trust.
No, let him finish. But it's done. Anyway, CTV, you wanted to... no, Roman, go.
So I feel like everybody's talking about this January 6th, like insurrection, but I don't think we've gotten to the base reason of why people went to January 6th and why they were upset. I feel like everybody's like, oh, this shouldn't happen. But I want to ask the panel, do you think that the 2020 election, was there anything fishy about it at all? Do you believe that?
Absolutely not, Roadman. I'm sorry. It's been adjudicated so many fucking times by so many different.
But I understand. Now listen. Now hold on. Let me go. I get what you're saying. You don't think that now, but at the time, I'm trying to do a time travel thing here. Put yourself in that moment, right? After the election, you're seeing videos of people putting cardboard boxes up on the windows. They cannot watch them count the votes. They're not letting conservatives count the. Hold on. They're not letting conservatives watch these people count votes. You're seeing videos online of a suitcase being pulled out and then matching up in the time frame with the vote counts, where a huge jump for Biden at the same exact time on the video as in the vote counts. You see these things, and again, I'm not saying it was stolen. I'm not saying I agree with that. But can you not understand? In that moment, people are seeing this and they're just being told, oh, you're crazy, you're a conspiracy theorist, and this is what I mean. They were censored. They were not allowed to talk about it. They were not allowed to have that question. They were just like, you're a stupid idiot, shut up. Joe Biden won. We're doing this. You're a stupid Trump idiot. So they get told this. They cannot have this conversation. So what happens is they go to the Capitol and they want to voice their opinions. And this is what I mean. We have to go back into the time of what people were feeling in that time, because now 2 years later, we can look back on it. And after the facts have come out, that's fine. But these people were just trying to voice their political opinions, and they were not being allowed to do that. You understand?
All right.
I'd love to respond to that.
You can't have an open conversation when there's censorship.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I want to let Maddie and after that BeWyrd.
That's right. Everybody should just be naked whenever they talk. No censorship at all.
Thank you.
CTV, you were making fun of my hand movements over there? Was that what you're doing?
What a good lead in.
I'm driving this bus. That's what I'm doing.
So to answer your question, yes, I think the right-wing propaganda was extremely effective at altering people's perceptions of reality. And by driving home this mythical story of a stolen election and stolen valor.
Did they not put cardboard boxes on the window?
I'm answering it.
Did they not put cardboard boxes on the window?
Sit in your robe and
she has
wait.
yet to answer a straight question.
Okay.
Answer the question, sir. I think that it is it's a testament to just how influential unchecked propaganda can be.
How is it propaganda?
Because certainly, well, if you would sit there and listen, perhaps I'd tell you.
You didn't answer my question.
So here's the thing: when in certain states they're like, "Stop the vote, stop the steal," but then in other ones they're like, "No, don't stop the vote. We need a recount. We need to count more things." And it was so weird that the places where they wanted to stop the vote were the places where potentially more mail-in votes would presumably go towards Biden, and then the places where they were like, no, keep it going, were places where Biden was ahead, and they were like, maybe Trump will win if we keep voting. It's so strange how that happened. It's just this weird coincidence.
The narrative,
and it's weird because the information they were getting certainly wasn't from the ongoing court battles that were thrown out by judges who were appointed by Trump himself. So you would think that these would be judges that would be presumably sympathetic to their cause, and somehow they just kept getting thrown out. In fact, now multiple lawyers have been disbarred because of those actual cases and what they've done. So it's just strange that now all of a sudden we're like, well, what about how these people felt? I'm like, it's weird that they would give in to all that messaging being shot at them from Fox News, from OWN, from Republican lawmakers. And then afterwards, it's weird because also I remember Tucker Carlson saying something about how he thought Antifa was behind it. And then all of a sudden it wasn't that and it was someone else. There's just been so many fun stories to follow, and I don't know which one.
Maddicakes, let me ask you a question. Maddicakes, let me ask you a question. Can I ask you a question, Maddicakes? Do you not find it odd?
Real quick one.
Odd that they're putting cardboard boxes on the windows?
No, because I don't.
Of course you would, because your candidate won.
Because I'm candidate.
If there's like 35 people stacking up on a wall, like that World War Z movie, trying to look in the windows while these people are certifying an election, like, I think they have the right not to just like be stared at.
No,
by a bunch
there
of
was conservative, there was
sure-
Republican watchers that were trying to watch the
people-
count, and they were not allowing them into the building to watch the
People
count.
were
Romance,
pointing,
Romance.
people
I'm
were
pretty
using
sure-
laser
Romance.
pointers.
Romance.
People were using laser
Constitutionally
pointers to
written
go
that they
in
can
and
look
point
at
things and interfere with people trying to count votes. If that kind of shit was happening and they were being actively disruptive to that process, then yeah, I might close the fucking blinds. Yeah, I might put
Anything
like
done in
some
secret
of
eventually
the-
becomes debauched.
because
I'm
that
pretty
would be
sure-
obnoxious.
I'm not
Anything done
sure-
in secret eventually becomes debauched, folks.
I hear half
Well, really
baked
quick,
steak.
Wait.
really quick. I'm pretty sure there were certified, like the watchers, the people who were there watching it for the Republican side. In that particular instance, if I remember correctly, it was Detroit or somewhere up in Michigan that they were putting the cardboard up. But they had people inside that they were to watch the actual counting of votes. The problem that they had were people were coming up to the windows and I think literally just pounding on the fucking windows for no reason. So, I mean, I agree with you. We want people in there to make sure there's no fuckery, but please don't do the shit.
Also,
Don't
if-
do the shit.
But this is
outside.
Okay.
Just the swing districts.
Sorry, I want to go back to the list. BeWyrd, go.
Yeah, please. I love this point from Roadman. I think it's really an important point because it's happening right now in Canada. We don't need to talk about the past. Let's talk about the present. We can tap into the culture that is discussing overthrowing the Canadian government right now and try to understand what they're doing. I've been covering the the Freedom Convoy every single morning, like this past week. It's been fucking wild, and I've learned a lot. I think the metaphor that most helped me understand this was one of a pressure kettle. The mandates created a lot of pressure on our society in order to protect us, like protect our hospital systems. And over time, people just are under too much pressure, and the steam that is blowing out are these protests. And so conservatives are going, hey, we just lost an election. We've lost the avenue to polite disagreement. So we're going to go show some motherfucking force. Come on. What up? Let's go. What you got, huh? You got government? You got bureaucracy? Well, we got bodies in the streets. And I think that anybody who is in the left has to really pay attention to what that is. That is power. That is raw power. And lefties get super caught up in how we got ourselves some safe bureaucracies. We got ourselves some institutions. Institutions are made of people. People can be threatened. Vote workers can be intimidated. What's been happening in America? People leaving at the poll watchers, they no longer want to do the job because it's becoming too dangerous for their health. The mayor of Toronto had to put out a broadcast saying, excuse me, nurses, please don't go around as a nurse because you might get assaulted and intimidated. Motherfuck, people know how power works. Lefties often don't. That's why we're all sick with our fucking bullshit and ideas. And I think that's something that Roadman is bringing up and we should be listening to and tapping into because he is expressing how conservatives felt at that moment. And we also have a reflection of it happening in Canada here. So we can relive this, relearn it, and sort of come at it from that perspective. What do you guys think?
Okay, so what I think specifically, right? This is what I think specifically because I've been waiting for a while, and I'm glad I feel like we're at this, kind of more the solutions part of the program, right? Because I feel like we kind of understand, right? So solutions, right? I have been a big advocate, and the Wolfpack specifically, right? We are, in fact, advocates, right? And Maddie, I don't know, it's been a while since we talked, and I'm curious about what your take is on this, but we advocate over on this side for federally backed sex coupons, right? We feel like the release of the tension, right, in the country is got to be released somehow, right? And, how that tension is released, it can either be violent or it can be useful, right? And be able to really relax the situations going on for everyday Americans, right? So federally backed sex coupons is kind of a solution we're pushing forward. What do you think?
Have you guys tried yoga?
It's been a few years, but yeah. It's a lot of fun.
Yes, actually.
I've been doing the Slav squat where like you just sit like this, like you squat down and just
Squat inside. That's called a Lavasana squat.
yeah.
Lavasana squat.
It really makes me feel good.
It's a great hip opener. It can be really uncomfortable though, but if you need help, you can block underneath your booty, and gives you a little bit more. It gives you a little bit more support. But it's a great. If you want to, you can put your hand to the inside of a knee, and then
let it go.
And then opposite for a twist. Yeah.
Do we reach
like the digestion go through me? But go ahead. Continue.
Do we wait.
Your intestines
like, what
are going to be
happened to my show?
so crazy.
Okay, no, like
Frenchman is speaking.
okay, I guess January.
Take over the show there, Matty Cakes. I got to give you compliments.
This is like so confusing that I don't even know if you can consider this as hostile.
Maddie, you January 6th, the fucking Mr. Geeks panel. What the fuck?
You just bring up your guy in the middle of negotiation. So yeah.
Hold on.
All right.
I'm a Twitch fugitive.
I'm sorry.
Hold on. You know, you got to recognize this, right? It wasn't just a Maddie thing, right? I did the build up, and Maddie knows it, right? Did the build up, handed it off. It's a team effort on that.
You're
one,
the
right?
inside man, CTV. Oh,
it was
fuck. This goes
an
deeper than I
alley-oop.
thought.
I got the assist from CTV. He made it happen.
We're heading down the court,
Thank
right?
you.
I think she was open. I threw it to her, fucking right off the backboard. She came up, dunked it in.
Thank you.
If you want to make a real,
This is what
shoes on the case.
partisanship looks like.
If you
Okay,
want
My legs hurt. My
this-
legs hurt. Hold up. Okay, I'm back.
If
Back
you
in
want to
the
make a real parallel to the situation, CTV, you could have been Trump telling all the people to go to the Capitol, and then Maddie just took the initiative to take over the show herself.
Mr. Geek was Mike Pence.
And now I'm in jail.
Mr.
Yeah,
Geek's like, and fuck
deservedly.
you too.
Okay, I don't know. I don't like where this is going.
Hard time. And I'm gonna
BeWyrd.
write a hard-
Take us back on track, please.
All right, everybody. Remember, we're talking about motherfucking January 6th. Not this yoga bullshit. Sorry, Maddie. I love yoga, but now's not the time. And importantly, like, what is actually going to happen next, right? We're starting to see the real big question is whether Democrats are going to lose the midterms. I think everyone agrees they're gonna, in which case, like, Trump is back in. Is the January 6th committee going to get scuttled? And when that happens, what are people going to do? Are people going to be happy about that? You think so? Once Trump pardons the power structure that protects him, because that's the only people he cares about. He does not give a single fuck about the rank and file. He's proved this time and time again. My favorite example is when he I think there's he left people out in the rain and cold after some rally or some, I don't know. I've watched too much Trump bullshit. But the point being is Trump will protect his power structure. That's really the key question. He's already done it when he pardoned Manafort, and he did it when he pardoned motherfucking that really
Stone.
Thank you, that Roger Stone, that evil looking motherfucker.
Fucking dapper motherfucker though. He is always fashionable.
Kodak Black.
Peaky Blinders level. I think Trump just wants to hear people scream his name in a crowd for a few hours, and then whatever happens afterwards, he'll just hop on a plane and go home. He doesn't.
That's
really
all we've
care
been
what they
talking
do.
about for most of the show.
Yeah.
So we're doing his work
All I
for him.
I want people to yell road, man.
Yo, didn't we have a second and a third question to this thing? I remember Danabo dropping some other really funny.
I mean, hold on. We still here though. And
Okay,
Roman,
Pedro.
you be talking about taxes and all that shit, and you be running your mouth about this, that, and the other. But we all know your wife pay all the bills, so you really don't have a leg in this argument. I'm just being honest with you, and you admitted that yourself. So I don't even want to hear no
Good for
backlash
you,
on
Road
that.
Man. Good for you. A strong woman is
A kept man. All
is
right.
the shit.
First of all, being a house husband is a respectable profession, okay? We are taking care of this house. I mop the floors. I do the dishes. I
You
clean
have
the
carpet. You're such a fucking liar. You are such a Weasley little liar, dude. Literally sitting there, still lying to his audience, talking about you mop the floors.
that was no
I can
time.
see the carpet. If you're gonna lie to me to my face, then don't have your camera fucking pointed at the goddamn.
What if he
If you
had?
were in frame, that would have been a better meme paradigm.
Right there.
Okay. French.
I mowed the
What about
lawn.
that?
French.
Amateurs.
I hear that carpet cleaning is a good profession if you're about to get into Twitch streaming.
All right. I feel like
Waka.
we've been okay. Yeah, waka waka is exactly the right way to finish this show. I feel like this is the point we're reached. We talked about yoga, we talked about carpet, we talked about all kinds of shit. So we're going to go for closing statement, and let's start with Rhea.
Okay, in regards to the actual subject of tonight, should Trump pardon the January 6th rioters? No.
Oh, churro.
He should not pardon
sorry.
the January 6th rioters.
My dog started barking.
They did actively trespass on federal government property in the pursuit of overthrowing an election. However unlikely that may have been, if he does get reelected, he probably won't pardon them all. He'll definitely pardon a few at least, just to get his clout and then move on. I just really hope he doesn't get reelected, but that's a very cute dog.
Thank you. His name's Churro. My daughter picked and named the dog. It wasn't my idea to get Chihuahua.
All right. Sorry, you were finished?
Yeah, whoever's next.
All right. I'm going to throw it to Roman.
Yeah, I mean, like I said in my opening statement, after hearing all this stuff, Trump, I don't like Trump. I mean, I like Trump, but I don't like Trump. I feel like he's a meme. If he's going to use pardoning people, that's fine, I guess. I'd rather Trump than, but I think it's going to be like a whole 2020 thing where I'm going to vote for Trump just because I don't want to vote for Biden. I want DeSantis himself as a president. I think he's got more of a head on his shoulders. He's actually in it to win it. The whole January 6th thing, yeah, whatever. I'm glad we talked about this. I really wish we can go deeper into this. I appreciate all the takes that we've had tonight. It's all love. I'll pass it off.
All right. I'm going to throw it to Maddie.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess going back to the question of whether or not Trump would pardon any of the folks from January 6th, my question would be, he may be open to doing so, but given how he handled pardoning the first time around, my best guess is that he would have a certain price tag associated with those pardons. So I think absolutely, that really seems to be his governing ideology. It's less of an ideology and more price tag. So sure. And like I said, I'm going to be working extremely hard to make sure that Trump or any other Republican doesn't take the White House in 2024. And if DeSantis would want to run with Trump, oh my God, that would be a gift. So dear God, please, DeSantis, for the love of God, please, sweet Jesus, I'm going to go on vacation after that. Okay, thank you.
It's all right. Going to throw it to Paradigm.
I am so well. First, I know this isn't the end of the panel, but I will say it now. Weird and Half Baked. I feel like you two are on both sides of the political spectrum, but I really like your ideas. I especially just want to shout out Half Baked. I can tell that you're at least a little, like, it's fair to assume, right leaning, but you do look like you do sound like you have a good head on your shoulders. I like that type of conservatism. CTV knows, like, that's my main. So I'm just letting you know, like, respect. This is my first time meeting you. Respect. Just gotta throw that. Give people their flowers while you're there. But as far as January 6th is concerned, I always feel like it was just a failed attempt at something that could have been worse. I just know people. And I think that in regards to the question, I feel like the left, and I want to say the left because the right isn't really interested in prosecuting him. Like we saw what happened with the impeachment votes, like we saw on obstruction and everything. I just think that in the world that we live in, the left is really the one coming after Trump. I'm not going to deny that. And I don't think they're going to be able to touch him. I don't think that they got their cases prepared right. I don't think that the law system, the system of judicial or justice will reflect the way it should on Trump, and I do feel like that is going to empower him to decide to run. And if he does, I really do think he's going to at least let like 4 people go if they're still in jail at that time. And I do think he's going to do that as a sign of good faith. That's my answer to that, and I will defer it on to Geek, which will defer it on to somebody else.
All right. Half baked. Go.
So I'll wrap it up by saying that I really don't think this is going to matter at the end of the day. I think Trump's not even going to end up being the Republican candidate in 2024. I think it's going to be DeSantis. And though some people in here think that would be good for the Democratic Party, that'd actually be horrible for you. You would get the floor mopped with you. And other than that, I just want to thank you guys on the panel. Thank you, Hippy Dippy crew, for letting me on, and then hopefully I get to come back. And I'll pass it back to Geek.
Hell yeah. I'm going to throw it to Phil.
Thank you, good sir. It has been wonderful to be here. It's gotten a little spicy. It's gotten a little confrontational at times, but it has been fun nonetheless with all you beautiful people. I will say, though, Maddie, careful what you wish for. You just might get it. Saying that a Trump DeSantis ticket is what you want more than anything. I remember back in 2015, 2016, there was a lot of people counting their chickens before they hatched, thinking, oh, we got this in the bag. Trump can't win. We've heard that before. And yet he came back and he won. And so if you're going to just... We've all heard the story of the tortoise and the hare. And so don't fall asleep before the finish line if you think you already got it won. That's just... Now, I'm not in the business of giving Democrats good political advice, but what I will say, folks, is if you think Trump has no chance at all, re-examine your premise. It might not be leading you where you want to go. He might not run. He might decide not to. But if he decides to run, he will win the Republican nomination with ease. There is no way. There's pretty much the likelihood of him becoming the Republican nominee is pretty much 100%. Whether he wins the general is a different question, but he will be the Republican nominee if he decides to run. So that's something you need to really keep in mind, folks. And then at that point, it's just a matter of can he shore up his votes in Arizona, one of the swing states in the Rust Belt in Pennsylvania? And we've got Trump as president again. So don't count your chickens before they hatch, folks. And regards of will he give pardons, like I said, I think the little grandma that was waving the little flag, and I don't think she should get a criminal record. And to be frank, like I said in my opening statement, sometimes mercy is better than the path of strict justice. And if you think that grandma waving the little flag there should have the strictness of the state hammered down upon her, I'm afraid you are part of the problem in this country. You are part of the problem as to why, like, sometimes mercy is the better route. And with that, I yield.
All right. Buddy, did you go? Yeah. Okay.
It's just weird.
I'm going to throw it to...
I could go again.
I would love to get a closing statement.
Topic
BeWyrd.
so you had to closing statement.
That's what she said.
All right. BeWyrd, go.
Sir.
So I just want to applaud everyone on the panel. We're doing the very thing that I think will help help us get through this. As a poet, I have to believe that words will save us. I have to believe that politics is the space for the non-violent and the peaceful. Politics is where we go to settle our confusion, to figure out what our country means, and to not be violent with one another. But that requires us to actually have incisive arguments, to have something to say. And the reason I give a shit is because it's leaking over into my country, yo. Y'all bullshit is affecting my politics, and I'm getting annoyed, okay? We had an election, and I got to deal with conservatives taking over our cities because they are extremely upset that they got shut out in the recent election, which we all voted on a major issue. As is tradition, you should save your spicy takes for last. I'm currently concerned that America is on the legal path path to fascism. And for those on the left, we are, especially historians and other people, we're incredibly concerned with the inability for regular people to affect the political structures. And it's causing some, a cold civil war, as some are calling it. And we're all very worried it's going to heat up. So like from the bottom of my heart, I think this is the space where we can help to heal those wounds, to try to like reach across the aisle, to try to understand one another. And yeah, man, I just got to say thank you, Mr. Geek. Thank you, Critically Thinking Veteran. Thank you, Danimal. Thanks to the whole Hippy Dippy brand. Like y'all are creating spaces for people to, you know, add new ideas to the arena, especially fucking weird people like me. So yeah, no, I appreciate it. It's great stuff you're doing.
Hell yeah, I appreciate that. And before throwing it to CTV, I just wanted to remind everyone that there's one more topic, a fun one to end with, you know, to end on a good note. And also that someone who's doing an amazing work behind the scene, you know who it is. If you're here, you get an invite from him, Danabo, you know, twitch.tv/Danabo. And yeah, CTV. Go.
All right, now, Mr. Geek. Now, I told you earlier I was representing all them truckers, right? So I need a big, loud Breaker 19 going out there to that truck convoy that's going to be heading towards Washington, D.C. They're coming right out of California, over there in parts of Texas and from Florida. They're all coming together. We're going to shut this government down. We're going to make them listen to the people because we've had enough of their shit. Right? They just be wasting all of our money and wasting all of our time, when in reality, what they need to be is getting on down the line. Yeah, we had a fun time on this topic, and looking forward to the last one.
Hell yeah. Good note to end up.
Yeah, brother.
But yeah.
Hells yeah. That was truth there.
Before we jump into the last topic. Yeah, go ahead.
You know, while that was going on, I was playing the Convoy instrumental version in the background. So if you go back, somebody needs to clip that, right? Shit is funny as fuck.
While you were saying that, in my mind, I was just thinking, eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. We gonna do what they say can't be done. That was all I was thinking the whole time. It was fucking awesome.
Sorry, Geek. Go ahead. Breaker 19. Throwing it down to Geek and Air.
Breaker one geeker.
All right. With that being said, yeah, for everyone in everyone's chat, go follow our wonderful panelists, everyone that you see on the panel, you know. The link will be posted in my chat soon. And yeah, thank you all for being here tonight. I'm having a blast hosting this. Thank you for bringing the energy tonight. And with that being said, also, yeah, twitch.tv/Danabo, you know. And with that being said, let's jump into the last topic of tonight.
Ooh.
And I'm going to ask you to think long and hard about this one. But as always, we got a new... Listen, he's our specialist, the person, you know, we bring the best for last.
EOS webcam utility. Hey, girl.
Fix it.
How are you doing, Frames?
There we go.
No, you can't bring Freems on. I literally just talked shit about him like 30 seconds ago. Oh man.
Eat your words.
Hello, Flames. We've never met, but pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Hey, how's it going, Phil? I know your name because you said it like 500 times at the beginning of the stream, so...
Well, I mean, you know, it's very much on point. I'm very much on brand, and I'm never above shameless self-promotion.
Speaking of on brand, CTV is the only person I know that can do an impression of a trucker and sound less like a trucker than they already do.
He out-trucked truckers.
Yeah. I think you missed your calling.
Breaker one.
I've already been there. I actually currently possess my Class A CDO license.
Yeah,
Okay?
usually I'm coming on as an expert, but today I'm coming on as a victim. You guys will know why here shortly.
Well, you are on the left. I didn't know you actually left that side, but go ahead.
No, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Frames, give us a quick intro.
Yeah, twitch.tv/Frames. I'm a lefty streamer from Appalachia. I host a panel on Tuesdays. Yeah, and I make a lot of cum jokes. So
Hell yeah.
You'll fit right in.
Cool.
Okay. Thank you for joining us. And with that being said, we're going to jump into the last topic of tonight. And I'm gonna need you to bring your best take to the table. Alright. Is socialism when no house, car, or aeroplane? Nobody really cares about Hasan buying an expensive car. So bring your best Hasan discourse meme. Alright. With that, we're going to start with Paradigm.
You're muted.
Yep. Yeah.
God
Brilliant.
damn it, streamer moment. Damn
I
it.
scared him.
Hate it. Yeah, yes. I didn't know Hasan was the leader of the left until like this discourse. I was unaware that it wasn't me, you know? I'm still trying to be that guy. What I will say though is I feel like we forget that like you gotta participate in capitalism, yo. You can't pretend like we can advocate all day until one of us gets legislative powers. This shit just gonna be like, yeah, I think we should do more for people, but like, I don't expect individuals to do more for people. I want systemic things so that way people can succeed while other people don't get left behind. I don't think he should have bought the fucking car though. Like the house made sense, but yo, it's like you know they got their eyes on you. You know Tucker Carlson about to do a segment on you. Socialists are buying houses, and it's like, but we all be on Twitch. We all be donating to people. Like that's just bread. Like I'm not gonna feel bad if somebody take my $5 a month for the last 14 months and go buy a car with it. Like good for you. Just remember, like when you get into a position that's big, like don't act different. And I feel like a lot of people gonna act different, and that's my problem with this Hasan discourse. Is like we be listening to that motherfucker, but at the same time, like you rip off your friends, you rip off your, like you play the system, bro. Like don't, we know what it's about. He can't be the guy who gives away. Oh, I'm gonna give all the money away that people donated to me to prove something. Like we know it's gonna get fucked up with, as CTV said, bureaucracy. We got 8 layers of this. You know, you donate $100,000, the poor people see 5,000 of it. Like. Good for him, but I don't think he should have bought the fucking car. Like he could have bought like a nice little, you know, as Subaru shit and like been good, but like he gotta flex, and the flexing is the problem, especially when you consider yourself to be a representative of a different type of politics, a different type of economic system, in which those things aren't mainstream or important.
All right. I'm going to trade to Frames.
Okay, so as a leftist, I feel victimized by Hasan buying an expensive car. Since he's got it, my dog has died. Most of my family has become ill. I feel like I've been wasting my time because I've been building a bronze statue to put out in front of the White House lawn whenever America becomes communist in like 4 years, that I was going to dedicate to Hasan Piker and his leading of leftist values, and he's tore it all apart. I don't know if I will recover from this, actually, so if you guys don't see me stream for a while, just you'll know why. It's affected me deeply.
I understand your pain. I want to trade to CTV.
Geek. What is there to be said? A man went out and spent $200,000 on a car and still couldn't beat me in a race in the Wolfstang. Obviously, he doesn't know how to spend money effectively, and I don't give a damn how much money you spend, Hasan. You're never going to beat me in a fucking race.
Wait, CTV, is that an official challenge?
That's you ain't got a chance in hell.
Oh, the gauntlet's been thrown down. It has been thrown down.
Do you run on all fours like a wolf?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did anybody open a statement to the peanut gallery? I didn't think so. Now, $3 million for a house. $200,000 on a car, and you ain't done a fucking thing for your community. Wow. Way to live your values. Amazing. This is exactly the problem. See, the lefties have figured out the game. The game is say, yay, 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 I want to do these things. I want to do these things. Right? If you give me a little bit of money, I'm going to do these things. Right? And it's never about anything that ever helps them or in any kind of way. It only ever helps that person, the way they spend their money. Right? I tell people, if you donate to me, I'm building a desktop. That's what I'm doing. Right? What's the next thing we're doing? It's the next thing, right? And then that's what we're building it to. It's not a, hey, give me all your fucking money so I can go live in a $3 million mansion while your ass is still sitting out there, in your fucking 500 square foot studio apartment, right? Eating ramen noodles and shit. I'm eating ramen noodles too. The only time I don't actually is when the wife cooks, and well, I don't. That's your fucking problem, right? You got to find your own significant other to cook for you, I guess, right? But beyond that, right? I feel like what we're going to end up seeing is a lot of these lefties defending Hasan and his choice of car, right? Which sucks. Porsche, come on. Come on. Come on.
All right. I know I'm not supposed to, but I'm going to give my take on this topic, and my take is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow? And with that being said, I want to throw it to Maddie.
Okay. Yeah. So Hasan's car. Look, I don't want to bring this up because it's a little personal. A few years ago, I was at the gym working out, and there over on the weight rack was Hasan's car. And I'm just there trying to deadlift, and Hasan's car called me fat. Hasan's car said I was stupid.
Speak your truth.
And I'm ready to come forward with my story. Hasan's car is the reason I gained weight over the pandemic. Hasan's car is the reason that I couldn't afford nicer clothes. Hasan's car is the reason that I couldn't get a better wig. And I'm sick and tired of pretending like it's not a problem. I'm sick and tired of glossing over this and not holding Hasan's car to account for its personal attacks against me. Hasan's car is the reason I still have acne, even though I'm 30s. Hasan's car is the reason that sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and I can't fall back asleep. And then I'm tired for the rest of the day. And then I'm tired and I'm supposed to be productive and I can't be it. Hasan's car is the reason that sometimes you'll think of a song and you're like, oh, I know the tune, but I can't think of the name of the song. And it haunts you. It haunts you. And you'll never know. You'll never know the name of that song. Hasan's car has made sure of that. You'll never know. That's just how they want it. So that's what I feel about the tyranny, the absolute fascist dictatorship we find ourselves under. Hasan's car. And my message to his car is just this: how dare you? Who do you think? How dare you? That's all. That's how I feel.
That was powerful. I got to turn my camera off real quick.
I believe you, Maddie.
Hasan's car started the Chicago fire.
Roman, go.
So this whole thing with Hasan buying a car, being a socialist, it's just this. You see lefties do this all the time, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of that dude in high school who talked to the girls and he was try to be nice to them, You know, he didn't want to be an asshole. He was just like, oh, I'm her friend. You know, I'm a nice guy. I'm gonna take you along. Like, no, I'm not trying to get laid. I just want to be your friend. But slowly and surely, he's creeping in. He's doing his white knight shit. He's trying to make his move, and that's what Hasan's doing. He's acting like he's this big socialist Twitch streamer that he's standing for some big thing, but really on the back end, he's trying to get laid with the car. You know what I'm saying? He's doing it. He's doing what he does, and I respect it. You know what? He fooled all these lefties, and that's fine. Lefties get fooled. That's what happens. Lefties are fools. If you're not a leftist when you're in your 20s, when you're dumb and stupid, by the time you hit your 30s, you better be a conservative. When you're smart and, you know, you get your bread up. After all this shit that I've seen with Hasan and all this lefties, all this Twitch political stuff, it's been an eye-opening experience to me to realize that most of these Twitch viewers, they don't know what the hell's going on. They're just watching this shit and they're just going onto their own streamer, and he might do something that is completely off brand, but they don't care. He's just a meme. That's their celebrity, and they're going to support him either way. I yield.
All right, I'm going to trade to Phil.
Alrighty, well, so Hasan is a topic again. That's strange. But no, I gotta give the guy credit. He's got a great grift. I mean, it's fucking A+. The guy has figured out a way, and a lot of top lefty Twitch streamers have figured out a way to make donating to them some form of like capitalist penance. It's the funniest fucking thing to watch. Oh, you can be forgiven for buying that Starbucks. You can be forgiven for making that Amazon purchase. You can be forgiven for all of your concessions that you've made and your sins against the people's revolution and your concessions to capitalism just by donating to me. It's very, very alluring if you're a leftist. It's kind of like a preacher. In fact, it's a lot like a preacher. But much like a preacher, what do you know? They take their donations and spend them on ostentatious luxuries. And also, I'm going to say, just as kind of a final note here, is Hasan's actually an A+. He's actually the best socialist. He's actually what socialism, it's socialism's final form. He takes money from a bunch of fucking rubes that don't know any better, and he fucking just showers himself with luxury every minute of the day. That is the final form of socialism. So yeah, the people that rule it end up just showering themselves in luxury, and then everybody that's fucking below the rulers, it's pretty well shit for you. So yeah, Hasan, he's actually, it's kind of like Pokemon making it to its final form. He's socialist final form. So I gotta respect the grift. He's kind of like an evangelical preacher of the left. And with that, I yield.
All right, I'm going to trade to Rhea.
Okay, so I kind of agree with you there, Phil. Not that he is the most like perfect form of socialism, because I don't really think that that's the case either. But I do believe that Hasan's like monetary success has kind of passed up his ability to contribute positively to the political space, at least at the moment. I think he's got a couple things that he needs to work on, like values-wise, because he gets so defensive when something like this happens, and that's the only reason that it always ends up like blowing up so crazy. You know, America's all about freedom. I think people should be able to make whatever choices they want, even if those choices are really bad, like buying a $200,000 car. But he has the right to do so. I don't believe that stops him from being an activist for socialist like political views. Obviously Hasan is just the most popular person. It doesn't mean he's the rightest. Like, not that that's a word, but I concede.
That silence must mean everybody agrees with Phil. They're just in deep intersection.
Sorry.
Like, oh,
I have a question for Phil whenever.
Wait, real quick. We haven't done BeWyrd and BeWyrd and Half Baked. Yeah.
I got a meme, everybody. Socialism is when no platform. Socialism is when no platform. Look at all you capitalist pigs making money here on Twitch, monetizing yourself as some sort of like entertainer, some sort of person selling commodity. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves, especially if you're leftists, you know? making money. You can't be a socialist on Twitch. What are you talking about? All right, that's the meme. I guess the serious take is just that like you can be part of the system and still like be against it. You can still make money and like still spout the values that you express. I think the ultimate test of like a socialist would be like whether his people know that he gave back. I think that's where I land. I don't know how to answer that question. If y'all can, I'd love to know. But
for sure, are you done? Weird.
Yeah, man, you go right ahead.
My bad. Yeah. So I really don't give a shit what he buys. Go get your money. Go ball out. I want everybody in the world to be a billionaire. I really don't care. The problem is that I'm a believer in like living your values or being principled, at least when you have the means to do so. So when Hasan was coming up and he was making money by bashing on capitalism, I understand it because, you know, he's living within his means. And like you said, Weird, you can only do so much when you're in the system. But the problem is he's so far fucking past the line of having any excuse but to, you know, donate to. You never hear about this man like donating large sums of money to causes or building like networks for socialists and shit like in real life and on the ground that can actually like lead to some electoral change. And, you know, if he thinks communism is the best route for America, then he should probably fucking do more than buy Porsches and $3 million houses. But I don't know. That's just me.
All right, before opening it, I just wanted to say one thing, and I think that Paradigm would agree with me, is that like people give a lot of shit to Hasan for like buying a house, buying a car, but Hasan did something great. He created a brand new economy for video editors. We now get paid in computers. Dylan is sending me 10 Windows XP like every month, and yeah, I'm editing with my Window Movie Maker right now. Anyway, just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, because doesn't he treat all his employees like shit too? Doesn't this go beyond his like purchasing habits?
So what I will say is, and I think this is like a growth thing. If we're gonna take this even remotely serious, for a second, I feel like I'm gonna take this remotely serious. I feel like we designate this new wave of creators that advocate for real world change as like supposed representatives of that real world change. At the end of the day, no matter how you phase yourself, like politicians are not allowed on Twitch. We get lucky sometimes with the AOC things, but they're not allowed to like campaign on here or whatever. We're just the guys we're just the guys and gals and all those in between who talk about like what matters on to us. I don't think Hasan is a representative in the fact that he should live those values all the way. But then again, like, there is a limit. And I think you said that there was a line, like he's crossed that line. Like, I think he's crossed that line. I don't think we should place everyone in that bubble. But like, yeah, like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, $50,000 car, okay. $100,000, like, okay. Like, I could deal with that.
No,
but like when you're just
sorry, Paradigm.
No, but I was gonna say,
buy $1 million. I don't give a fuck if he buys $1 million car. He should be matching that to like causes and shit that like is pushing the world towards his political views, especially when
What
he
makes you
fucking
think he
dubs
isn't?
himself as a political streamer, does he not?
because he says
especially
go ahead,
sorry,
go ahead.
like
no, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, so I mean, part of what I do is marketing, and what marketing is a lot of times you're evaluating the added cost or added value that people give to certain things with airtime. It's how you evaluate the cost of like buying ads, whatever. One of the things that I think Hasan does that I really like is that he will oftentimes bring on union leaders, will bring on people who are organizers and activists for certain like progressive causes. And he gives them airtime when these are largely folks that are otherwise ignored or shut out from mainstream media, and yet they are all of a sudden given this massive captive platform to talk about the things that they care about, to popularize these ideas. And when we think about the value of that, you can think of value in terms of dollar amounts where, hey, he donated X amount to some cause, or, oh, he put together this like foundation that gave scholarships for X amount. But you can also look at added value in terms of like organic content and exposure, because the amount of value that those people are getting far exceeds any sort of ad buy that their organizations or causes could afford. And Hasan is taking time out of his day, which is otherwise extremely lucrative, to get, like, let them air those ideas. I'm just saying, like,
donos? Does he give the donos to those labor unions?
He absolutely. Well, here's the thing, and that's what I'm saying. If you are solely basing the entirety of the value that he adds to the movement because of his dollar amount, then that is extremely myopic. And I think I would also remind everyone that there's no such thing as ethical consumption under capitalism, and by fixating on people like Hasan,
She said it. Tell me about manufactured consent. Please talk to me about manufacturing consent a little bit.
Quiet, white man. There's no such thing as ethical consumption under capitalism. I'm sorry. Like, you're gonna be like, you condemn capitalism, and yet you live in a capitalist system. You hypocrite. You hypocrite.
You're not living your values.
Yeah, dude.
You're just not living your values. That's all we're saying.
Socialism when no house? Socialism is when no house, no car, is bathing in a bowl of mud. Socialism is when vow of poverty. Is that the foundation from
to
which
steal a line from my friend Top Dolphin? Don't let the big bad wolf blow the house down with that straw man you just built.
Okay, that's an interesting.
Got fables. My man's got fables.
I love that story. I have that book.
Well, dude, it's a fucking nobody said that shit.
Really? Okay. Well, anyways, so I think what we're doing, like, by fixating on people like Hasan, we're ignoring the real people who are like directly influencing the wealth disparity in this country. And those are people that are like billionaires, like corporations, whatever. We can talk about. I think Hasan is a net positive for like progressive leftist ideology. I think it's a good thing that he is someone as prominent as he is, who is popularizing and talking about those ideas. Do I think he's a perfect bastion of like progressive and leftist ideals? No, because I don't expect anyone to be that, and it would be stupid to assume that anyone should be.
I think that's the problem, though.
Wait,
and I'm sorry to cut you off, Rhea.
Real quick, sorry. Yeah, I wanted to fade to Rhea, and after that, Frames.
All I really have to say is just that, like, I don't know. I think that throughout like 2019 and 2020, Hasan was actually a pretty huge part in drawing me further towards the left, or at least like being more interested in like online political spaces. And I think it's probably the same for a lot of younger people. I know I'm 21. Mm-hmm. I don't know how it is for like everybody around my general age or slightly older, but there wasn't really much of this like online political discussion amongst people in my age demographic like before then. And I think that Hasan was just like really the first person to like capitalize on that opportunity in like an extreme way, because he's running what like 20,000 viewers almost every stream now. He's probably reached like a couple million people and turn them into at least like slightly more politically conscious activists than they were before. And that's definitely a positive like overall effect on our society. It's just that, yeah, we can't be expecting everybody to be perfect. I don't even think that Hasan is like one of the people that I look to for my takes now. I kind of like grew past it as I realized that he wasn't like, he has his own methods and goals whenever he says he spreads his messages, but like I think that overall him having the platform that he has helped a lot of people grow more interested in this online space, and that's anything like that's only a positive, because that means we're going to be talking about stuff more.
Yeah, I think that's really true, Rhea. Like I think we should
sorry I just wanted to fade to Frames first.
Oh please.
Yeah, all I was gonna say is Hasan kind of reminds me of Trump. gets out here, says a bunch of dumb stuff, gets poor people to follow him, give him money and make him think that he's for the working man as he shits on a gold toilet. Which
I mean, and they're both so hot, and they're both just like so hot.
Both hot. And I got one more thing I wanted to add. I think what we should be doing. Do you guys think that we should be able to buy Porsches with our EBT cards? Would you be up for expanding Snap to buying $200,000 cars?
I would.
Fuck yeah! Just give people money.
Get the
Like,
legislation
avoid the bureaucracy.
on the fucking table. Let's go.
Just like give people money.
Yo, I think people are going to excuse.
You had a question for me
Go
earlier?
for
What
it.
was it, Freems?
What is it?
I was going to say you had a question for me earlier, Freems, or did you forget?
It didn't matter. It didn't matter. I was going to ask you if you supported Trump or not, but I made the meme regardless.
I'm actually pretty open on it on my podcast. Actually, when Trump was doing this, we got to stop the steal stuff. I was even kind of joking. If Trump can somehow fucking pull this off, I'm going to get a monocle and a top hat and be like, yes, yes, Donald, you saved the Republic. And just make my channel just a conduit for like, yes, wash me and your Trump hatred internet. That was where I was going to go with that. But, I'll be honest. I voted for Trump 4 times, actually, in 2 primaries and 2 general elections. So
I voted for Biden 4 times in 1 election.
Well, and about 7 times in Pennsylvania. Waka waka.
Yeah, I think Rhea had a good point. Like, I think a lot of lefties would totally forgive Hasan. They'd forgive him on so much because we have so few like angry lefties. It's like such a rare breed. We're all a bunch of doves. Soft types agreeing and getting into arguments with one another. Hasan's the only, like, one of our few himbos who just goes like, like he just gets angry about shit. And I think like Some More News is another example of that. But yeah, like especially with Trump, like lefties needed a voice to communicate all that anger, and so people are fucking locked in. They'll forgive so much. People don't give a shit about a car, like whatever. He's gonna look styling. Everybody's gonna forget about this in 2 months, and then you know what's gonna matter when he pulls up in that car and like, woo, sheesh, you know what I mean? He's gonna look fucking fly, man. He's gonna love the way he comes out of that tiny car. It's gonna make him look so big.
Like optics wise, yeah, it's probably not like the optics.
No, it's bad.
And like
optics.
if I was his like PR person, or if I was handling his PR and he's like, hey, if I get a car, should I like take all these videos of me like showing it off? I'm like, it's probably like not on brand. I don't know that I would advise you to do that.
Kind of a heel move.
I mean,
I'll be honest.
Like optics wise, I don't know, but like, am I going to condemn the guy? Like, I don't know, not really.
Like honestly,
it's
just
not the car I would get. But
keep in mind, when Ric Flair tried to get himself over as a bad guy to make people hate him, he'd talk about how I'm the Rolex wearing, styling, profiling, alligator booted, limousine riding, absolutely no commercial flying, kiss stealing, wheeling, dealing, woo, son of a gun. And that seems kind of braggadocious, doesn't it?
It's Phil.
Check this on the wrong side of folk. What's up?
braggadocious.
Oh, fucking WC fucking W. Yes. Fucking A right. Beautiful fucking ink there, sir. I am fucking admiring your ink. I mean, like,
Please explain to the normies.
Oh, WCW World Championship Wrestling. It was the Attitude Era, one of the greatest wrestling promotions in all God's creation. It had Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair. It had The Giant. It had fucking Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Diamond Dallas Page, Goldberg. It was a fucking glorious time to be alive on the planet Earth. And unfortunately, in the year of our Lord 2021, it all came crashing down and away. And we all talk about the good times. Do I got it about right, Freaks?
Man, AEW is so much better. I don't know what's happening here.
All right.
Oh, I fucking love AEW. Every time Arn Anderson fucking does a spine buster, I just about jump to the fucking roof.
Chill, Paradigm. This tattoo's older than AEW, okay? This tattoo's probably almost as old as you.
I went to WrestleMania once.
Whoa, right. Which one?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember?
Fred.
New York. It was in 2014 or 2015.
What was the main event?
Hasan is buying the WWE, by the way.
What's that?
I used to work in professional sports, so there's a lot of overlap.
Nice.
So it was really fun. It was like The Rock was freaking there. I was like, "Aren't you a movie star, sir? What are you doing here?"
Like, hey,
but
I'm
no,
making
it
a
was great.
payday. Yeah, I'm sure.
All right.
I'm sure he made a few bucks for that.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we're like, to be honest, listen. I'm disappointed in you. I was hoping more memes on this topic. You took it way too seriously. But like this discussion,
I'm memed hard as fuck, okay?
Yo, socialism is
Listen,
no platform.
you
It's a
tried.
hard pivot.
No
Okay,
platform.
I tried. I
You know what it is?
course-corrected.
You know what it is? You know what it is, Geek? I feel like what we're doing is that it brings up like a real issue. Like, what if we get into that position? And I'm not saying that we won't, but like, we're all pretty entertaining individuals. Like, when it comes time for us to take some shit seriously,
Listen.
are we gonna like give away our money and
God.
shit?
That's your fault.
Yes.
That's your fault for touching too much grass. That's all I have to say. But with that being said, okay. Wait.
I don't make any money.
Wait.
It gets all donated.
Shut.
I'm a millionaire.
Okay, good. Fuck
I'm not.
up. It's about to happen. It's going down for real. All right? Now, here's the deal. This is why I have said, right? You guys give me all your fucking money. What am I going to do with it? I'm going to keep doing exactly what I've been doing during the course of my life. My ass is still going to be in an RV, right? But what that's going to allow me to do is to start actually buying property, right? And building networks for RV fucking parks, right?
Okay.
And then like the community can start moving together, right? Until we become a force amongst this fucking network of RV parks that we're gonna fucking build.
CTV, I was just yelling at everyone.
Where is the compound gonna be, CTV?
French.
Coming CTV.
Oh,
Where's the final compound?
French.
Sheesh, not
Tais-toi,
français.
tais-toi, mes amis.
CTV, I was just yelling at people how they took it way too serious. Like you're coming here, like adding another layer. All right, it's time to go into closing statement. But before closing statement and shout out, but before doing so, I just wanted to thank you all for being here. I had a blast tonight. Really happy to have you all. It was really fun. So yeah. Everyone in everyone's chat, go follow our wonderful panelists. Also support twitch.tv/Danabo doing a wonderful work behind the scene as always. And also, real quick before I forget, Danabo started a channel called Top Ship Clips. Sorry. And yeah, so it's a channel with like different clips of streamer and stuff like that. Go check it out. It's super cool. And on top of that, if you want to be in it and everything, check Danabo's Twitter. You get all the infos and everything. You know, DM him and stuff like that. You'll see. But yeah. Anyway, let's go into closing statement and shout out. Tell people where they can find you and everything. And we're going to start with Phil.
Thank you, Mr. Geek. Folks, every last one of you within the sound of my voice, thank you for being here tonight. It has been an amazing, amazing time with every last one of you. I hope you find your way back here to the Hippy Dippy podcast, to CTV, to Mr. Geek, to Danabo, to KOE Nation on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok, to Maddie Cake, to Freems, to everybody, to the Paradigm Shift, Robe Man, Rhea, fucking Half Baked to Mr. Weird. I hope you find every last one of them happy, healthy, much the wiser. God bless every last one of you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. I am the devilishly handsome outlaw himself, your king of extreme, the man of the hour, the man with the power, the man that makes the other podcast cower. Phil KOE, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, king of extreme. Folks, thank you. God bless every last one of you. And folks, it got spicy tonight, but it was fucking great with every last one of you. I can't wait to get on a panel with every last one of you again. And don't you dare miss the next time any one of us is right back here at Hippy Dippy and every fucking podcast and platform you can imagine. Every last one of you beautiful people, take it away.
All right, I'm going to Fred to BeWyrd.
Hey everybody, it's hard to follow up that energy, but damn, yeah, this is a lot of fun. If you like my takes, I'm covering the trucker rallies. Everybody, let's go, 7 to 9 a.m. News, politics, but I'm really much a variety streamer. I originally just started doing Rich Food for Poor Folk every Saturday, of course, as you heard, at 6 p.m. And we're there kind of fucking up and failing upwards, learning how to cook stuff and, you know, tighten the boot, tighten our belts and learn how to kind of build ourselves up. And honestly, I just like want to just always be quiet when others are talking so that I can hear other people really well. And I want to practice that in like a politics space. I think it's a really good challenge for myself. And I think y'all have been really wonderful. And I really thank the organizers. Y'all put a great show on. Thanks so much. Check me out at twitch.tv/BeWyrd and find me on Twitter. Same handle, BeWyrd, WYRD.
Hell yeah. All right, I'm.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Can you hear me?
Hell yeah.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, please do me a favor. If you can, if you liked anything that you heard today, please do me a favor and follow me at twitch.tv/the_paradigm_shift. You can find me on Twitter at twitter.com/MarquisParadigm. You can find me on YouTube at youtube.com/theparadigmshift. We talk about the ethics of politics and how you should feel as a maybe poor person, usually a poor person because rich people don't watch me stream. If you could do me a favor, please go email Twitch right now and let them know to give me back my username. I really hate the underscores. Thank you very much for listening. And everybody here was very cool, but I got to give my MVP of the award, I got to give my MVP of the night to Half Baked because just like CTV, I love hearing from conservatives that aren't fucking stupid. Thank you.
Hell yeah. Rhea.
All right, everybody. It was really nice to talk to you. Thank you to the host, CTV, Mr. Geek, Danabo, always the MVP. You can find me at twitch.tv/rheadiant. It's like rheadiant, but with my name at the beginning. Twitter is the same thing, but with an IV at the end. And I just, really want to show again how much I appreciate being on the panel with you guys. I think everybody here had some good, productive discussions, even whenever we got a little spicy. And I'd love to be on a panel with any of you again.
Here, here.
Happy to have you on board. Robman.
It's Road Man. Thanks for having me. If you want to get charged up, we're going to be selling these to charge up for the Roadman sauce. You can catch me on Twitch TV/Roadman. I've been doing streams with my wife. We've been doing relationship streams. It's been getting real, like down and dirty. I've been having like a whole family thing. I have my family come in here and we get down and dirty. We're getting a real connection going here. If you guys want to check me out, just come on over to Twitch, twitter.com/Roadman_TTV. I'm really bad at social media. I'm learning all this whole game. I'm excited. I feel like this is a movement. We're doing something cool here, man. Like, I appreciate it. Like, get with it or get lost, dog. Let's go.
Yeah. Maddie.
Hi. Hello. Hi. I'm Maddie. You can find me on Twitch as Maddie_. Maddie_. I also hate the underscore, but Maddie Cakes was taken and they don't post. So I'm hunting them down. So we will see. But yeah, for now it's Maddie Cakes_, or you can find me on Twitch as Madsmaru, spelled MADSMARU. And I am going to stream. I haven't been streaming as much lately because work has been doing really well, and that's a good thing. Ragtag Media, as you can see behind me. But I promise that will result in me streaming more than once every 2 weeks. Once I figure out how to manage my time better, which will happen definitely in the short term. I definitely won't be making empty promises and not showing up. That's not something I do. It is, though. So we'll see. I love you all. This was fun. Thanks, Danabo. Thanks, Mr. Geek. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, CTV. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Jesus. Thanks, God. Thank you to my dog, to my manager, to my my agent. Thank you so much to my hairstylist, for that person who told me I looked really pretty that one time. This is all for you. So thank you.
And we all appreciate it. Have a big take.
Thank you guys so much for having me on. Danabo, Mr. Geek, CTV, all you guys, panelists, everybody here was really fun to talk to. Hopefully we can do it again someday. And you can find me on Twitch and YouTube at Half Baked Takes, but I really don't post a lot yet. I haven't done shit, so we'll post this video, but
Yeah. Happy to have you on board. Frames.
Yeah, twitch.tv/frames. Follow me or I'll fist your dad.
Oh my.
That was aggressive.
Oh dear.
That's it.
How about you don't
Okay,
do that?
You already followed me. You're good.
You're safe.
Son of a biscuit.
All right. CTV.
You know why CTV goes last on these things? Anybody know? The reason
Oh,
why
no.
is like
Because
how,
you take
like how
because
do
you go really slow and we want
how
to
do
get it out of the way.
like how do you follow somebody talking about fisting your dad? How do you follow that up? Does anybody else have a clue?